See through the haze, where lush aromas of sweet papaya and mango dance with juicy notes of white grape and citrus. Hazy India Pale Ale by Pfriem in Hood River, Oregon.
Yeah, the windsurfing capital of America.
It is.
So, we're pretty blessed in this area. Hood River, Oregon, right there. Gives us another brewery to add to this list of locals here. That
This is our first time
I
doing
don't think
Pfriem.
we've had Pfriem on this actual channel.
This might be our first time, yeah.
I think this is our first time with Pfriem. So I'm excited to jump in and try it here. The fights so far have been good, but before we get to that, let's crack these open right now.
6.8% alcohol.
Yeah, 6.8%.
It's got
alcohol.
a good
Not
high
bad.
content, so
Yeah.
let's see what happens when we crack this bad boy
Let's
open.
do it.
Now I'm all good for a hazy IPA too. I like the unfilteredness of the hazy. I know there's some people that are the beer snobs out there right now that are really knocking the hazies. They think that people are just adding too much to them. The way they kind of explained it to me when I was talking to people on Twitter.
Well, I would say I disagree. Ooh, that's not bad.
Ooh, it smells good.
That's not bad. I would say I disagree with that assessment because if you look at things like porters, they have heavy flavor to them.
Yeah.
So are you going to say that that's too much?
Yeah. See, I don't
You
know.
know?
And that's the great thing about beer, guys, is it's always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
And
We gotta switch to the other stream.
there's something for everybody.
Hold on, let me pull the pay-per-view up real quick because the prelims are over. So
Yeah. So while we're doing that, let's go through and break stuff down in the prelims, huh? In the first fight, we had Amir Albazi. Albazi, I got a little country twang there for some reason. I don't know. Versus Zaga Shumagalov.
That was a good fight, man.
Good, fun fight,
That was
back and
fun.
forth. I thought the first 2 rounds probably could have gone either way. Albazi was more busy, but Shumagalov was landing some hard shots, especially in that first round. Round 3 is clearly Albazi. He took Shumagalov down, controlled him for the majority of it, and Shumagalov got back up with about a minute left. And he was trying to finish it.
He was
going
swinging.
for it.
He was going after it. He
But-
wasn't
and
trying
that's
to
what you want
give
to
it up.
see a guy do
Yeah,
when they know they're down in a fight. You got to go for that finish. I love seeing that.
yeah, I definitely like that.
I think Shumagalov's now 0-2
0-2
in the UFC.
but he hasn't had an easy
but
run.
they're so fun. His fights have been good fights.
Yeah. they've been
Hopefully the UFC keeps him around
fun. I hope so. They just had a guy who was 0-3 in his last 3
with
fights.
3 knockouts.
3 first-round knockouts, who just came back and was able to
Now,
actually
he's now
get a knockout.
that was actually I think the 3rd fight on the card.
Yep,
But
we'll get to that in a second.
so Albazi won a decision in the first fight. That put me at 0-1. I had Shumagalov decision.
That was a perfect fight for me. I had Albazi picked to win by decision, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. In the next fight, we had Movsar Evloev versus Nick Lentz.
That was a fun fight, man.
Movsar is a beast, dude. That guy is crazy good. I picked him to win by
How
decision.
about that submission defense, man?
I thought he was
Oh
going
my
to tap.
gosh.
I thought Nick Lentz was going to pull the upset up. He had Evloev in a deep guillotine.
Many times.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 times throughout the first 2
In
rounds.
that first
And
one, though, I thought
that
he was
first one,
done.
he had it on for 2 or 3
I thought he was
minutes,
done.
it seemed like.
I thought he was
going to tap.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He got out. And I think that really burned Nick Lentz's arms after that.
And he continued to go for it.
Even while he was in that, after he got out, he pieced up Nick Lentz, busted up his right eye in that first round. Second round, much of the same thing, busting him up some more. It was a good, fun fight. Nick Lentz fought hard, but I was surprised that it went to a split decision.
Yeah. No,
I thought Evloev clearly won that fight.
I thought he won all 3. I mean, the scrambles and the attacks for the submissions were good, but I didn't think it was enough.
No.
And I thought on the feet, I thought Evloev did the best of the 2 in that fight. And I thought on the ground, outside of those guillotine attempts,
Lentz didn't really do anything
from
outside
Lentz.
of that.
I mean, Lentz was attacking, but it was the same attack over and over again.
And he was getting pieced.
He was getting beat up on the feet.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a perfect decision for me because I had Evloev by decision.
Yeah, that was
so
perfect
that
for me.
puts me at 1-1.
And that puts me at 2-0 so far on the night, with 2 perfect. I guess they're
2 decision
perfects. So the difference is the points.
Yeah.
So
But then the next fight, this is the guy we were talking about, Marcin Prokhnov.
yeah,
He was 0-3 in the UFC, coming off 3 straight knockout losses.
yep.
And he's fighting Clear Roundtree, who is a beast.
And who's looked way more improved in his stand-up. And for me, that was the thing. When it came down to it, Khalil Roundtree's stand-up has gotten a lot better, And I thought Prochnow had better striking than I told you this going into that fight, that I think that Prochnow has better striking.
For sure.
But I don't know if his chin could hold up.
Yeah, that was my question with Prochnow, coming off 3 straight knockout losses in the UFC. I mean, this was ride or die for him. This is it. He had to get this win, otherwise he was done.
Yep.
You know, and he went out there and he fought a good fight. He almost got finished in the second round. Roundtree just didn't seem to have that urgency after he rocked him.
Yeah, well, and then Roundtree actually clipped him one time good in the third round. And I don't think that Roundtree realized, or maybe Roundtree was just too tired to really go after it. But he was definitely hurt in that third round too, and he was really close to being finished in that second round.
Really close to being I thought he was going to finish it in the second. We were rooting for
He got hit with the head kick too.
We were like, come on, because I actually picked Roundtree by knockout in round 2.
I had Roundtree picked by knockout round 1, as you guys can see on the screen.
And Prochnow came through with the decision.
Yeah. So just like we were talking about with Zhalgas Zhumagulov earlier for the first fight, you know, he might be down 0-2 right now. If the UFC doesn't cut him, which I hope they don't, considering the fact that his fights have been pretty exciting. And, you know, ultimately, what more can you ask for from somebody but to lay it all out there and put on an exciting fight, no matter what? So, I mean, I don't know. I hope they give him another shot. Marcin Prochnow, great job out there coming back from 0-3 in his last 3 off of 3 first-round knockouts to come out there and win a decision.
Surviving, dude, because he almost got done again.
Yeah,
but
it was a good fight,
next one, man, we had Juliana Pena versus Sarah Mcmahon. Now, I didn't really get to see this one. I was actually on my way over here during this fight. I had the audio playing in my car. But from what it sounded like Pena was just whooping her the whole fight. McMahon got a couple takedowns, it seemed like, had some top control. But Pena was doing work from the bottom.
Pena wasn't getting much off of the bottom, though, at first, to be honest, though. Sarah McMahon was shutting her down. She was shutting her down with top control. That first round definitely went to Sarah McMahon, in my opinion. I mean, she was just too aggressive on the top. Pena tried to attack for a couple of things, but she wasn't really even close to getting him in the first round. But that was the difference as the fight moved on. Pena started to get a little bit better and a little bit stronger as the fight was moving on, and Sarah McMahon didn't. And eventually, Pena was able to take the back and submit her.
Yeah, I think after the end of the second round, I looked at the stats, and Pena had over 100 strikes landed to McMahon's 24, but McMahon had 7 minutes of control time on the ground.
Yeah, well, and a lot of that was Pena laying on her back,
and just
she did
landing.
That, you know, throwing some elbows, landing some elbows. But that really didn't start happening until later in the fight, though. I guess later in the first round, going into the second round, yeah. So, but earlier on, it was just really just
and then she got her in the third, man. She dominated the third round, first of all, and I was really rooting for McMahon to get out because I had Pena by decision. But she ended up getting that locked
so did I. So, yeah.
Was that a rear naked choke? I think it was.
Yep, in the third round. And you know what, though? I'm okay with it because at least I got W points on there.
You got the win.
I did really want to get a perfect on this one, though, because, you know, it's been a long time since I've had a good card. And starting out 2-0 with 2 perfects, if I could get a third perfect going into the fourth fight, that would have been awesome for me. So, you know, I was hoping, and I thought I was getting close, but oh well.
Yeah. That put me at 2-2 going into the next fight where we have Brad Tavares versus Antonio Carlos Jr.
Yeah.
Now, this one... this was a battle of styles. Brad Tavares is a knockout guy.
And, you know, Brad Tavares lost that first round. He lost that first round. I mean, in my opinion, you looked up there and you hear these scorecards where they're saying 30-27, but if you look at the stats for the first round, and the stats don't tell the whole story, Antonio Carlos Jr. came in hard, threw good strikes, was aggressive for the takedown. Brad Tavares did a good job of stopping the takedown, but he wasn't scoring any points in that first round, in my opinion. I think Antonio actually outscored him there.
He actually outstruck him almost 2-1.
Outstruck him. And the stats, you know, they show it. But that was all because Brad Tavares was on the back foot trying to stop the takedown. So I don't think he won the first round. I think the person who called it 29-28 called it right. I did get a little bit distracted going into setting up for us to go live. But based on what we saw at that point, you know, I can't argue with the decision. But I do disagree with it being a 30-27.
I think based off what we saw in the second and third rounds, Tavares, you know, deserved that decision in that one. And so that was a perfect pick for me.
That was a loss for me. I picked Antonio Carlos Jr.
So now 3-2 at this point.
I'm 3-2 as well with 2 decision perfects.
All
and
right.
you have 1 decision perfect off of that last one.
You have
2
so I have
decision
2
perfects?
decision perfects now.
Yep. All right.
And then the last card on the prelims, or the last fight on the prelims here, Arman Sarukian versus Matt Frivola.
Yep.
Good fun fight
Oh
here.
my goodness. Yeah.
Good fun fight so far.
This fight was not even supposed to be the fight that happened actually originally. So we had 2 people get pulled off the card. One of them was an illness.
Yeah.
And then the other one,
Hack Press. Nazareth
Yeah,
Hack Press.
Nazareth Hack Press.
I was looking forward to him fighting too because I like his style.
he's fun, and he was the underdog in this one.
Yeah.
And so I was going to throw a little bit of money on that one, but, I didn't end up doing that just because the fight didn't happen. But, I threw a little bit of stuff down today. And then we had a good fight out of this, though. So right out the back, though, Arman Sarukian comes out strong against Matt Frivola. He gets him down. And then Frivola is actually does a good job of getting his hooks in and kind of flipping it and reversing it and scrambling back to the feet.
Yeah. Frivola did well.
I was excited for him. The experience was on Sarukian's side. Frivola came in, looked pretty good, though, especially he lost his opponent because his opponent decided that he was going to try to sneak somebody into their quarantine zone. I mean, literally tried to cut off their wristbands and tape them on or something like that, Dana White was saying. But just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It was a dumb choice, man. He went from fighting, being a favorite, and he was a fantastic fighter.
Yep. Yeah.
Gets cut.
And he had a bright
he doesn't
future.
have a job.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody else will pick him up, though, because he does have a bright future in MMA if somebody will employ him. I'm sure he'll find something, but he ain't going to make the money he would have made. So that's another perfect pick for me. That's a decision perfect for
Another decision perfect for me as well.
Sweet. That's awesome. So I end up so far with 3 decision perfects, 4 total correct, and then 2 wrong. And I think you're somewhere similar to that, too.
Yeah, so right now I have 4 correct with 3 decision perfects.
Nice. All right, so let's jump over to the group real quick before this fight starts. In first place, we have Squirt General, still seeking his first
he
win.
he was in first place, I think it was last week too, but he picked against Max Holloway and took the L for that.
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy Squirt.
You know who is in second place right now is our youngest member.
Emery Slayer.
Emery Slayer, 6 years old. He's got 5 correct picks.
With 2 decision perfects.
2 decision perfects. And then Lucas Ross and Liam Perez are both tied for third. Lucas Ross moves a little bit ahead because he does have the 5 correct.
Well, they're
if you look at
tied for
third. Oh, they
third.
actually have it listed.
They're actually tied for third. They both have 300 points.
If you go to the world standings,
Liam Perez has 4. He has 4 correct and all 4 decision perfects. So
that's awesome. And then you and I are tied for 5th, both 275 points
with
4
3
correct and 3 decision perfects. And then if you look down below, look at Heather and Killa, 4 correct and 2 decision perfects.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
we're not separated by much. You go 1 through 14. Everybody, I mean, outside of 1, he's got 6, but it's 5. So from 3 all the way down, well, actually, technically 3. You got everybody there with 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Yeah,
so,
it's super close right now. It's super close.
Although Killa and Mario, they didn't update their picks after the changes.
Ooh. Yep. That's the problem with making your picks early, though, sometimes, and not double checking on them.
Yeah, I have my notifications set in my email, so anytime there is a change to the card, I get notified from Tapology. But
yeah.
I recommend doing that, guys, setting your notifications on from Tapology.
So let's, I want to see where Skylar is with the world right now, so for this event.
Heather made picks.
So, huh?
Heather made picks. She's right there. Damn, what a baby. Yeah, I shaved my face, I know.
What are you talking about?
Mom said, what a baby face.
That's so
I had
funny.
a beard.
I know. You had a gnarly-looking beard growing on there for a minute.
Yeah, it was getting crazy.
So, okay, right now, Squirt General is tied for 16th in the world overall. So, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. Tied for 16th.
Like I said, he was right there last week. But
if you guys can see on that screen the name I'm highlighting, 16th overall in the world right now.
Or no, it wasn't last week because Bueno killed it last week. That's right. It was 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, he took second 2 weeks ago. Fisty passed him up right there at the end because Cater beat him. I forgot about the Wednesday card. Having 3, that was all this week. It wasn't even last week.
Yeah, fight week.
Jesus.
International fight week. So, but look at this, dude. 4,048 people made picks.
We have 4,000 people. I think that's the most I've seen.
That's
since
the
we've
most
been doing
I've
it.
seen since we've been doing this. And Squirt General is currently tied for 16th.
16th place. Keep it
That's
up, man.
not bad. And I'm in the top 1,000, so you're in the top 1,000. So
I mean,
that's
I want to
good.
get another win.
We're
'cause,
960, but
that'd be awesome to have another one added to my resume.
yeah, trust
But
me. I know.
I'm kind of rooting for you to get that win there, Skyler.
I feel like I've got the most second place wins in the league probably.
We might. We can go through and we'll track
it's
all the
so
second
rough.
place finishes.
Well, because I looked and I was looking back at it, and I had several of them back to back.
Yeah. It'd be dope if Tapology had an API that I could get into. Then I could just take all the group members here, and I could actually track all the group into a database and have everything organized super easy and fast.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be dope if they had that. don't know
The
if they do
Amanda
have an
Heatus
API.
fight's coming up. That she in her last fight right there, they're showing that Paige Van Zant armbar that ultimately set Paige Van Zant free to go
Bare knuckles, and
bare knuckle.
that fight's finally coming up, isn't it?
She's
Or did
been
it already
training.
happen?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything
I think
about it. But
she's got a fight that's finally coming up in bare knuckles. I think it's.
I know she's
finally
been
coming. I don't know.
training. But all right, let's let me change this real quick. Boom. All right, now we're back off of that. Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. I'm excited about tonight's card overall. It's pretty good. There's a lot of big fights coming up on this one that I like. In particular, I do like that fight between Jessica Ai and Joanne Calderwood. You know I'm a Joanne Calderwood fan.
It's gonna be. We have probably the
So-
two biggest Joanne Calderwood fans in our group.
Yeah.
You and Townsy.
Yeah, Townsy's a Joanne
Townsy's a
Calderwood fan.
huge Calderwood fan.
Yeah, he wasn't before
He said
me.
that's probably his second favorite fighter. is
Wasn't
Joanne
before
Calderwood.
me, but
So-
all right, yeah, I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm excited about that one. The Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler fight. You and I completely disagree on this one, but I don't understand how Michael Chandler is the underdog in this fight.
I think it's he's coming over from Bellator, so I think obviously they're gonna give him that little knock from there. This is his first UFC fight, so there's a lot of pressure.
Dan Hooker's ranked officially, and he's not.
So I mean, there's a lot of
But-
pressure. Like in the NFL, anytime there's a home team, they automatically get -3 to start when the books open, and then it kind of goes from there. But I think with this one, my thing is I think Chandler's getting knocked out by a knee.
It's
Now,
possible
you wanted to
he's
debate
been knocked
earlier. I
out.
was trying to save this for the show because you wanted to keep debate. I'm like, no, let's save this. But the thing is Dan Hooker's got some of the most brutal knees in the UFC.
And he's got amazing durability.
And he's got great knockout power.
My thing is, Michael Chandler has great knockout power and the ability to switch it from the feet to the ground.
And he's relentless.
And he is relentless.
I just think that
So-
when he goes to shoot and take it down, Hooker's going to be ready, and
It's
them knees
possible.
are coming, baby.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you're starting to see more people go back to that old school technique of timing the shot for a knee. That kind of went away for a little while.
Did you put this on
It was,
720?
Yeah.
Because we're getting some drop.
Yeah, it should
I
be
can
on
see it.
720. Yeah, I know the camera is, so it should be good.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it does that. Every time we're on Facebook, we get frame drops. We don't get it on YouTube. So
Yeah, our frame rate right now is at 19 frames per second. We had a couple drops here.
yeah, oh well.
But that's all good.
This
It's all
shit
good in
sucks.
the hood.
Yeah, we're working on this Facebook stuff. It doesn't have the same resolution settings for
That's YouTube.
YouTube, so it makes it a little bit difficult, and we get drop
So-
frames on this that we don't get with YouTube. Eventually, we'll be back there into March.
But yeah, so I mean, we can get back to Cater and Hooker. I just think they're not Cater and Hooker, Chandler and Hooker. But that's just where I'm at. I think the striking edge is definitely with Hooker, and I think he's got enough to keep it standing.
Here's the other thing. I mean, I don't disagree with that, but here's the other thing I do think. Chandler has a lot of experience preparing for 5-round fights.
That he does.
This is only a 3-round fight. Hooker, he did just come off of a 5-round fight, but he doesn't have the years of experience of trying to stay in shape for 5-round fights that Michael Chandler has.
Yeah.
Because he was a champion for a long time over there in Bellator.
And they've both
yes,
fought
he
top
lost the
competition.
belt. He ended up getting it back,
Well,
but
Pitbull's an animal,
Yeah.
man. I think
well, and even Brett Primus beat him too.
Brett Primus, and that was off the similar kick that that
Sugar.
finished Sean O'Malley.
Yep.
But yeah, Brent Primus got him. But
then-
he also fought with Benson Henderson,
And he beat him twice.
but then Patricio Freire, and
Yep.
I think he had some
Patricky
wars with
Pitbull
Eddie Alvarez. So,
Beat Eddie Alvarez.
So he's fought
Yeah.
dudes, and Eddie Alvarez held the title here. So clearly you can say, he's fought top competition where he was.
And so did Benson Henderson.
So.
Benson Henderson's a former 155-pound champion. And, when he left to Bellator, no, he wasn't the champion in the UFC, but he was still a top contender. So, I mean, he was one of those guys who probably could have stuck around for a little bit longer in the UFC if he wanted to. All right, so they're just about to get into the cage. We have Amanda Ribas out here, and I'm excited overall. This one should be really fun. So both of these girls, they can get after it, and both girls only really have one loss.
Yeah.
So
And I think Amanda Ribas is on the fourth or fifth longest win streak in the division.
Yeah.
So she's kicking ass.
You know what made me end up going for Ribas in my pick?
Nope.
Her beating Dern.
Oh, yeah.
That was the deciding factor for me.
Yeah, she's just looked fantastic lately. So.
But I did want her to win. I did want Rodriguez to win.
Yeah, let's. We're gonna have a fun one here, though, guys.
I just like the attitude and style of Rodriguez. I just don't know
what
if
did
she's
I pick?
capable. I think you picked Ribas. I think most people did.
I picked Ribas, but I'm trying to remember how I picked her. I believe that I picked her by submission in the first round.
People are commenting on my photos, and
Let me take a look.
And I can't respond to them because I am suspended from Facebook right now.
Yeah, because he's a bigot.
Yeah. You'll shoot your eye out.
Let me take a look at my pick right here. I'm pretty sure I had Amanda Ribas by submission in the first.
I love that. Do you remember Todd Davis?
Yes.
See,
Amanda
I can't even
Ribas,
like it. I can't
submission
even like a
round
comment.
one.
I tried to like a
Your
comment.
second grade teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He commented on your stuff?
Yeah, look, he posted. I just got my gun after waiting for 46 days.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Christmas Story.
Yep, good movie.
Skylar, I talk to myself every day. That's weird.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess not. Everybody probably talks to themselves every day.
Yeah.
But here we go.
This is going to be a good one, I think.
I'm hoping for that round one. I need that round one sub because Emery challenged me today. And right now he's ahead of me. Not by very many points, but he's ahead of me.
He's in second right now.
So we both have Ribas. I think he has Ribas by decision, and I've got Ribas by submission round one. If I can get them bonus points. Let's see. He's, what is he up?
I'm pulling his up right now.
So he's 15, 25. So he's 40 points ahead of me. So a perfect will put me ahead of him. No, it won't. Yes,
well,
it will.
Let's see. So
by
he
10
has
points.
Ribas picked to win by decision. And what do you have?
So I have submission round one. That'd put me ahead by 10 points.
All right.
So let's go.
Let's see.
Round one, submission. I need it.
And those two draws right there that they're showing at the end of Marina Rodriguez's record, those came in her last 5 fights too.
Yeah.
So that was another part of the deciding factor.
She is a very tough stand-up fighter.
Draw. She's a very tough stand-up fighter. She's a durable fighter.
And she's also Brazilian too, so,
Yeah, both girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
both
They're both Brazilian, so.
Uh-huh.
I just think that Ribas is the better overall fighter.
I think so too. I think that comparing caliber of competition, Ribas had a little bit tougher competition. Rodriguez lost a split decision to former champion Cookie Monster.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the losses, it is a tough loss and it's a split decision loss. But I just think that the way that Ribas has looked lately,
she's just got to be careful with the range of Rodriguez because Rodriguez will get her. She'll poke that jab out there and catch her coming in. See, look at that straight right, just boom.
Ribas' hands are fast though. She responded with 3.
She is.
They
fast.
missed, but the fact that she's responding is good.
Oh yeah.
And then she comes responsive too.
Just on the outside. She looks like she might have landed one because Rodriguez
might have hit
nose
that nose a little
pink.
bit. She might have just nicked it. So right now you have Rodriguez kind of backstepping a little bit. She's circling while backstepping, and Ribas is really trying to close the distance.
And every time Ribas comes in, Rodriguez is throwing a right.
Yeah, a straight right. And it's getting there. We do have Ribas trying to respond to it, but I think the length is just a little bit too much right now in the early moments of this fight.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ribas close it, get inside, and then get this down. We need to get that round one sub. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a good one, too, from Rodriguez.
The way that Rodriguez is moving, though, is really smart. She's not letting herself get really pressured to the cage.
Yeah, she's staying on the outside and circling really well.
She's like circling and backstepping at the same time.
There we go. There. And it's finished. So Amanda Ribas with a trip takedown. She kind of like stepped in, hip toss almost.
Rodriguez tried to hip toss her, and Ribas stopped it.
Yeah, and Ribas kind of.
But Rodriguez could take the back if she can get that arm on the other side of that shoulder. If she can get an underhook here. If she can get an underhook with that left arm, she could take the back.
She could creep right over. So she has Ribas' left leg straightened out. And she's got a body triangle.
Yeah, she's got the hooks in right now, but she's twisted underneath.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she has a flexible spine.
Dude, this is weird looking.
Yeah.
That's the length, though, of Rodriguez, the way she's able to just extend her leg out with a body triangle and extend Ribas' left leg out like that.
And if nothing else, she'll be able to shut down Ribas.
She's still
from doing
trying
anything.
to creep. There we go.
Oh, Ribas cleared the leg.
Now we're in the guard. So Ribas is in full. Oh, come on, baby. Give me that arm triangle.
Gosh, you over here sound like DC from the other night.
Well, we had
arm triangle.
What were we had back-to-back arm triangles in that fight. Ricky Simone, our boy. We never even did a show for that. I had class. You had work.
And it was an early.
But,
They started the fights at 6 a.m. here.
6 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So, but
Can't
Ricky
open her
Simone,
right now.
guys, we got to talk about that.
Let's get
Look
to that here in a
fantastic.
second. Let's get that in the break. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
in
we
the
got to
break.
get that going.
But
we'll talk all about that card. I forgot all about it, man. I thought it was last week, and here we are just a few days ago.
Well, right now, Ribas with the top control. 2 minutes left in the fight. If she can maintain the fight down here and land a little bit, she'll probably win the round. She will win the round.
She's going to win the round, I think, as long as she keeps doing this. Look at those punches to the body. Very nice. I love when you get on top and you do something with it. I hate when you sit there and like do nothing.
Yeah. Fucking bitches just climbing on top and sitting there doing nothing.
Wrestlers, Jake. Wrestlers. Literally right before the show, he tells me I got to wash my mouth. My wrestlers watch this.
Oh, yeah. We get on that.
Right. But,
yeah, I need to do that.
You see how quickly they change that camera angle, though? Come on. I wanted to go for that arm triangle again,
she goes back to that can
man.
opener every time that Rodriguez tried to create space.
That's nice.
And so basically when I say can opener, what she's doing is she's grabbing the back of the head with both of her palms, and then she's driving her elbows in the front of the shoulders to force the chin to the chest. It's very uncomfortable to be in that situation, and it's doing a good job of shutting Rodriguez down.
Going for it looks like a triangle. She's not going to get it.
She's high on the guard right now.
She's really high. And you see he was just shake her down like that? Beautiful.
Now, both girls, they have an understanding of jiu-jitsu. Ribas, I would say more so, in my opinion, but Rodriguez does not look to be afraid of the ground game.
She's trying to get up again. Ribas is doing a very good job staying in the guard, avoiding those really long legs of Rodriguez.
Yeah, definitely so far. 35 seconds right now. Not a lot of damage for either girl in this round. Ribas is taking it based off of control, and I would say the effective striking on the ground to the body. Mm-hmm. She has had a couple to the head, but I think that her best shots so far have really been what she was thrown to the body. And body work pays out over the long run. Oh, and Rodriguez climbing high.
She's climbing. She's punching her again. We got 10 seconds left.
Not enough time.
And Rodriguez is she's out. She lets go.
Yep.
So she's going for it again.
Not enough time, I don't think.
Ooh, nice left. Now Rodriguez is going wild here at the bell. She landed a couple really nice shots from the bottom, dude.
Time. Good.
Yeah, still a Ribas round one.
Yep.
But I like that from Rodriguez. We've talked about it a few other times where I like when you're a bottom fighter, throw some strikes, do something, man. Don't just sit there and accept the bottom position.
I mean, if you're aggressively looking for your submissions and they're not working, you got to figure something else out. You got short time. Yeah, try to score, try to land. I mean, think about earlier. We had a fight earlier. Who was it that was throwing the elbows? The girl fight. Mcmahon. Oh, that was Juliana Pena.
Mcmahon, yeah.
She was on her back, and this was part of the reason that she was able to rack up so many more strikes. When you look at the strike totals, she was on the back, and she was landing elbows, and she was firing off of her back. You've got to do that if you've got nothing else that you can do. You've got to do something.
And now, before this fight gets going again, shout out to Ricky Simone. Got that arm triangle. Got a finish in the UFC. Another one.
Mm-hmm.
Animal.
Hey, we're going to get into that when we go into...
Boom Boom Room is open.
In between fights. But yeah, I like that. All right, round 2. Here we go. Rodriguez is ranked number 8 right now, and Ribas is number 10. That would be probably based off of what happened with the Cookie Monster fight for Rodriguez and the fact that Ribas' last fight was...
Ribas slips a couple punches there, lands a nice uppercut, and then Rodriguez with a good knee to the body.
Yeah. Paige Van Zandt was their last fight.
Yeah.
So
Rodriguez
that's
just
probably
landed
where
a nice looping hook.
Ooh!
Rodriguez just
clipped
knocked her out.
It's not over yet, but
No,
it's
she's
about over.
done.
That's
She's
it.
done.
That's it. No, he hasn't finished it. Is it over or what? Herb Dean, stop it.
Herb Dean, you're an idiot.
You fucked it up again.
She was out, and Herb says he got in there, and then he's like, nope, she's okay.
Nope.
Wow, Pena got so lucky.
When is this guy going to
not Pena,
stop
but
coming?
Ribas.
And there he goes, just about stepping in.
Dude, Rodriguez
Just stop
is
it.
beating the shit out. She's out. Now he wants to stop it? What an idiot.
When is this guy going to stop being in the UFC? Like,
Good
he is the
God.
worst ref. Every time.
He just let
Herb
her
Dean
get
is the
rocked
ref.
again after that. She was out.
He is the worst.
She literally tried,
ref.
after that first drop, she got dropped. She tried to get up and fell flat on her face.
Yeah.
It should have been done.
Yeah.
It should have been done. She was out. Then he goes in and he stands there.
Fucking turns
like
around.
He gets in there like he's stopping it. And so Rodriguez gets up, walks away. And then Herb's like, no, I'm not stopping it. So she goes in there and gives her another 2-piece in a soda. That was completely unnecessary. Herb Dean, oh my God, what a damn idiot. I want to see, how do you turn on your closed caption? I want to see what they're saying because that was retarded. Look at this. Boom. Right on the chin. She landed that straight right again. That's what she landed all throughout the first. Boom, boom. Look, she's out. Out. Herb's like he's in there. He's like, oh, nope. He was standing over them. Look at this. He's literally standing over her.
What the fuck? I just missed
Herb's literally.
See, he's right there.
He's on top of him. What the hell is he doing? How are you that experienced and you fucking.
And she points at him. You stopped it. He goes, no, I didn't. She's like, all right,
then
now
boom,
I gotta go hit her
she
again.
clips her again and knocks her out. Look at that elbow and then another right. She'll land a huge right here, and that's when Herb stops it. Boom! Jesus, look at her. She can't even stand up. Wow. Shout out to Rodriguez, dude. Mariana Rodriguez. Huge power in that hand.
Should have picked her. I told you I wanted her to win. I thought
That's
Ribas
what I said, that
got to be careful of that power.
Ribas has to watch out for that stand-up because that power that Rodriguez contains, man. For a female fighter at this size, man. Whew.
Yeah. Nice job.
What is Pena doing?
I'm just
Or
mad.
not Pena. What is Ribas doing? She looked like she's waiting for a decision.
She forgot. She's concussed, dude, right now.
That's
the whole reason that they don't do the interviews at the end.
That is true.
For concussed people.
Yeah, that was a stoppage.
She's just so used to winning.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I can't believe Herb Dean strikes again.
Yeah.
Herb Dean strikes again, you guys.
Nice job, Marina Rodriguez. I'm a huge fan.
Marina Rodriguez.
Should have went with you. And I fucking said that I wanted you to win, too. And I
I want a Ribas, man. I like Ribas, but...
Oh, well. It is what it is.
So let's see what if they ask her about this, because this was ridiculous.
All right. I'll let you catch up on those captions real quick. I'm going to refresh the group and let everybody know where we're at on that while you're looking at that.
See what they say here.
So after that one there, I don't know.
No changes.
No changes.
Looks like everybody had Ribas.
No changes right now, at least in the upper end. Down at the lower end, yeah, nothing yet.
So Rodriguez says I was aware of her game. She's a complete fighter. She was going to grapple, put me up against the cage. And she said that after John Anik asked her about the Wild's finish.
It just goes to show how terrible Herb Dean is again. Right there. That's it.
That's it. That should have been
you
done.
You stopped it.
He was touching them.
Yeah. Honestly.
Herb knows he messed up on that one.
You know what? I'm curious what Dana White's saying on Twitter right now.
I don't know. I can pull that up.
I'm going to pull it up on here.
Pull it up on there. You're going to scroll through the Twitter? Just search Dana White and go to, You just go straight to his Twitter account. He probably has 2 tweets in the last hour, so he probably hasn't said
He
nothing
usually
yet.
tweets out real fast, so he just sent this one out from 35 seconds ago, so he must be backstage.
He might be.
He might not have even seen it.
So Sanchez, did he cut his mullet? It looked like he cut his mullet.
Yeah, I don't know. That looks small, though. It's just small.
That doesn't look
El
right, man.
Dirde Sanchez. So, yeah, he doesn't have anything said about it. I'm curious if he's in the back.
Something. That was ridiculous.
Boom.
Bro,
All right.
that girl just got knocked the F out. I've never seen someone thought the fight was over and walk away
The
and
fight
it
was
not
over.
be over.
The fight was
Right?
over.
Yeah, that thing was over.
Yeah.
That was
No.
ridiculous.
I want to check that out.
Dude.
So, Marina Rodriguez right now. Nice win for her.
Herb Dean needs to be fined for that. I'm gonna let this go on Twitter too. Yeah, Herb Dean.
Yeah, so see, this is what I was saying. The last loss was the Carla Esparza split decision, and she had 2 draws going into it. So it was really hard for me to pick Marina Rodriguez for this one. But, you know, MMA math doesn't work, and just looking at other fights and assuming it makes it hard. But
You know, and we
Nice
saw Rodriguez landing that 1-2. She's landing that straight right every time he came in. And this time she clipped her with it.
And if you're being honest, looking at what the original Tapology pickings were, almost 90% of the people picked Ribas to win that fight. So I'm not too upset about it. I mean, I just feel stupid for not picking the person that I want to. But you know what? I didn't pick against JoJo because I don't pick against JoJo.
No, you don't.
So she's gonna win. But I do like Jessica Aitu in that fight though.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad stylistic matchup for Joanne Calderwood potentially, but we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna see if what people are saying about Herb Dean in this. So Herb Dean better be more ready for the main event. Oh, he is in our main event, isn't he?
He's always in the fucking.
God damn.
And he's usually, and it's so frustrating because he's usually got me so upset before he even gets to the main event from screwing up the undercard fights.
Herb Dean really effed up there. Should have called it the first time and shouldn't have called it the second time. No, she was done, man. She was done. He should have called it the first time and that's it. There should have been no second time.
Yep.
Yo, Herb Dean, what the F are you doing? You literally tripped over the fighter. Yeah, like we said, he was riding her side like a pony style, dude. Like, he literally had his legs over the top of Ribas.
Yep.
Herb Dean seems like he has been hesitant or unwilling to stop fights lately. Yeah, he's got something going on, dude, because this entire last year has been terrible for Herb Dean.
I'm going to say he's the worst ref in professional MMA.
Herb Dean watched Robbie Lawler drill a hole through Ben Askren's temple. Askren, that's funny.
I mean, that's a different one. Askren
didn't-
never stopped.
And didn't stop it, but one shot of chicken legs, and he's jumpy. I hate him. Yeah.
Askren didn't stop in that fight, so his point, I mean, I get the point he's trying to make, but Askren immediately attacked an arm, continued attacking an arm, all the way from the air to the ground, used that arm to scramble to a position where he got a bulldog choke.
Herb Dean wants to see people on the brink of death before he stops anything. People are waking up to how bad of a ref Herb Dean really
We've
is.
been saying it.
He's constantly preached as one of the best refs since Big
the
Dan.
best in the biz.
Big John McCarthy. Big Dan. I was thinking Dan Mergliotta. But
The
I
best
like
in the
Dan
business.
Mergliotta. He's actually a good ref. Yeah, since Big John McCarthy, they're saying that he's the best in the business now. And it's like, no, he's not.
And you know what's funny? According to the stats still, he was still outstruck her in that
I think
fight.
that was just mostly the groundwork she did from on
Round one.
Round one.
Body shots, body head. Mixing it up.
Yeah.
But man, she got knocked out. I mean, it's the worst ones don't have to be out cold. The worst ones could be where you're pretty concussed, like she obviously was in that one where she face planted, and then the ref didn't stop it.
Skylar said she effed up his perfect card for that one. Yeah. Hey, it happens, man.
But yeah, the repeated concussive blows are the ones that are bad, and that's what
why,
she ended up getting this time.
boxing, you know, they're designed to take repeated blows to the head. That's why they have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So
It's true, and that's why you're seeing with some of these fighters, like you've recently seen come forward, who have been involved in wars and brawls that are having brain issues.
Yep.
So, but either way, good job, Rodriguez. And that's the thing that frustrates it. We should be talking about how good she did.
Instead, it's overshadowed by Herb Dean
Yeah.
effing up again.
Yep.
That
that
dude
is,
just constantly messes up.
Constantly. And I feel like it's every single card that you and I are saying something about how he screwed up a different fight or another fight. It's getting to a point where it's getting old. I mean, they had that other ref that they constantly jumped on his back, Mario Yamasaki.
Yeah, always Dana White. And
was
you know
it
what I
Mario?
think? It's Mario because Dana White has a hard on for Mario.
Because he goes
he's
like
constantly hating on Yamasaki. He thinks he's the worst ref ever.
Yeah, just because he goes like this, he doesn't like that.
It's the Mario Yamasaki is the worst ref ever. I'm like, what? Since when? But what do we got coming up next? We got Muradov versus Andrew Sanchez. So Andrew Sanchez, last time I think we saw him was versus who was that verse? It was the grappler that I really like.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Andrew Sanchez. Last time we saw him. Hold on. Who, you commenting on somebody?
Yeah, someone responded to your tweet.
Oh. Well, you could just tell him what happened. He was really late. He literally was standing over the fighters.
Why the fuck?
What happened?
It's not letting me post it.
Oh.
I guess that's a press reply nowadays. You can't just press enter and send it.
Yeah, I can respond to that guy. I'll get him in a minute, man. Herb Dean, though, he needs to be stopped. But anyway, back to Andrew Sanchez. So the last time we saw him,
Dirty
go to
Sanchez.
his, El Dirte in Espanol. Yeah, Wellington Turman. So I was a big fan of Wellington Turman. His grappling is great.
But now you're not at all?
I still am, but we never got to see it go to that point.
Yeah, no.
We never got to see it because Andrew Sanchez comes out and just boom,
ruins the show for him. Yep.
Blasted him early, put him out, and he said, "Yo, I'm telling y'all my striking." Now I picked Turman in that fight. Picked against Sanchez, obviously. I picked against Sanchez again tonight. Let's see if he makes me pay for it.
I don't know. Let's see. What did I pick?
But Muradov is a phenomenal striker. So if Sanchez is going to win this one, I really don't think he's going to want to stand with Muradov.
I've got Muradov picked to win by knockout round 3.
Yeah, I've got Muradov knockout round 1. I know Emery Slayer, who challenged me on Tapology, has Muradov knockout round 1 as well, so I can't make up any points. He's got me by 35 points right now. 40 points, I think.
Yeah.
40
well,
points.
hey, he's got me by that too.
So
we're tied trying to chase that next spot.
Are you guys challenged each other too?
Oh yeah, I sent everybody in the group a challenge that had a card in today.
I only had one challenge.
I sent you a challenge too.
I only got one from Emery.
And then it fucking expired.
Oh, it expired. When did you send it?
Well, it expired when the fight card started.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I only saw the one from Emery.
Yeah, like I got a whole bunch of emails from the
it's crazy. Look at this. We actually talked about this a minute ago. So right now they're showing Usman versus Burns for UFC 258. Gilbert Burns, he's fighting for the welterweight title. Mm-hmm. Dan Hooker fighting tonight knocked out Gilbert Burns at 155 pounds.
So in our debate earlier, you and I were debating about this fight.
Well, we were talking about the Hooker and Chandler fight.
You see all these canceled ones?
Yeah.
That's from the people in the group that
declined it.
Didn't get it before the fight card started.
Oh.
But anyway, so Gilbert Burns, we were talking about this because Gilbert Burns previously used to fight at 55. And when Dan Hooker and him fought, they fought at 55.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that his best win was his split decision win over who was it that he beat in that split decision? Dan Hooker. Why am I blanking on it right now?
Paul
Felder. Yeah, I said that was his best win was that Paul Felder fight, and Paul Felder in that one. Then you said, what about the Gilbert Burns one?
Oh, yeah.
My argument was that I didn't feel like Gilbert Burns was as good at 55 as he has been at 70. I felt like, he had, if I remember right, he had a fight that was canceled at one point because he was deemed too heavy to make the weight. I might be wrong. It might be his brother, but I feel like it was Gilbert Burns.
No, that was his brother. I remember his brother had an issue with that recently.
No, this was a while ago before he moved up to 70.
Okay, well, his brother actually was weighed in overweight for his last fight, I think it was too. Herbert Burns?
Yeah, hold on. Let me look. I'm gonna see. Because if it is him, which I think it is, it'll show on here. It might be this
two bouts
one.
canceled with Usman.
Wisely wasn't medically cleared. It might have been the Albin Mercer. Yeah, Burns deemed too heavy to attempt a weight cut.
Yeah,
and he always weighs in right around that 56 or weighed in right around that 56 mark. But if you look at it, he did kind of struggle, in my opinion.
So did Khabib.
Khabib did struggle, but Khabib didn't officially lose. So
no, he was just better.
So if you look right here, this is where he was, and he moved up actually on a 2-fight win streak, and then he moved up to 170 in this fight here.
Yeah, win over Aubin Mercier. That's a good win right there.
Yep. So he beat Oliver Aubin Mercier, who's, yes, a good fighter. He has had a couple of recent losses, but he goes on a 4-fight win streak when he moves up.
Yeah.
He struggled to put together these are the points that I was making to him earlier in my argument. He struggled to put together a 3-fight win streak at 155. He did in his first 3 fights in the UFC have a 3-fight win streak, but then after that he couldn't get it going. He got to a 2-fight win streak at 55 and then ultimately ended up moving up, but he weighed in at 56 if I remember right.
I think he just got too big eventually as he got up there.
Yeah, he weighed in at 56.
Because he was always 155 before that. But if you look at a lot of these guys at 170, or 155, they could be fighting at 170.
Actually, he didn't. Started out at he had a 2-fight win streak at 55.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he never ever put a 3-fight win streak at 55 because he made his debut at 70.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, right there.
And then he dropped back down.
And then he dropped to 55, probably because of his brother. Which actually, what weight is he?
I think he's at 55.
Now? Yeah.
Herbert Burns is at 55, I'm pretty sure.
Man, it's crazy. But either way, my point was he struggled to put together a 3-fight win streak, and he's looked really good at 70. Like, he's looked like a monster at 70. I feel like it's probably a similar situation to what they're saying with Dustin Poirier about how Dustin Poirier was really struggling because he was cut into 45.
Yeah.
I feel like with Burns, that's the same situation.
Could be. I mean, certain fighters do better at you look at Conor McGregor. That dude looked like a meth addict at 145.
Yeah.
He looked tweaked out, but he was still starching dudes.
Yeah, it's a damn good thing he didn't go to any long fights in those weight classes.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You look at what these guys do to cut for their bodies, man. I mean, Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Rumble.
Yeah.
He fought
Going
as low as 170, fought as high as like 260, I think.
Yep. And now he just signed, and he's too heavy right now, but he signed with Bellator recently for 205.
He's looking good. He's looking thin now, though. He's looking like he's actually going to be able to make
the
weight.
He's working on getting down, but he's still heavy.
They're talking about doing a Rumble and
transfer from over here.
What the heck?
From UFC.
What the heck's his name?
I don't know why I'm forgetting his name right now. I'm forgetting everybody's name right now.
He's the dude that Skylar thinks actually won the Israel Adesanya fight.
I know, whatever. Anyway, we're getting stuck on it.
No, not Costa.
No, it's not Costa.
It's the damn Cuban. Why? I don't know what we do. Oh, well. Moving on.
It's quicksand. I don't know.
Moving on.
Cuban wrestler.
Yeah.
I love you.
Stupid ass ESPN.
I love you.
Not working.
That guy.
Been trying to buy since 8:30. We actually have had issues trying to buy too, Heather.
Don't try to buy on your phone or anything like that. Go on the actual website on your computer. That's the best way that we've been able to buy.
Yeah, we tried to buy through the TV a couple times and it messed up. Did all sorts of stuff. So he still has his mullet. It's just
short. It's just not as long. Yoel Romero.
Yoel Romero, yeah.
Why the fuck didn't you think of his name?
But we've tried to buy through the TV before. We've tried to buy on our phones. We had some issues. I don't know what it was because Jake and I take turns doing pay-per-views, so we have to constantly swap out payment information. But that's been our issue. I don't know what really is going on your end.
Well, and today, just like today when I went on, your information was saved. So
she said she can't get the app to work at all. It's halfway over now, though, so I'm not buying it. Yeah. I wouldn't buy it just for a couple fights either.
Heather?
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it either.
Well, we did buy it, but
not
in your
halfway
situation.
in there. We bought it. I got a receipt, Dana White. Don't become showing up in my house with people knocking on my door and
He
shit.
can do whatever he wants. It's so funny. He's trying to target random people. And the people taunting him are stupid because now you're just giving them a reason to look at you. But I don't know. He says they got him, but he's not American, but they're using the feds.
I thought he said he was American. I thought he said that this one wasn't American.
In the article, he might be in America, but the article that I read said he wasn't an American.
Oh well,
so it could be in America.
Yeah,
still.
he said in an interview, he said this one was an American. There's other people internationally. It's not just happening in America. But Dana White said in an interview
stop
that
international people, dude, it's crazy because they don't have pay-per-views in a lot of the countries either. So and they don't follow the same copyright laws. There's no international standard for copyright laws. It's almost impossible to force an international standard too. So,
I'm sure that they've got people who have every country that they work a deal with that they try to set up some sort of protection for themselves.
They probably do. But they've got to follow that country's copyright laws. So I mean, and then you get people operating through VPNs, and there's so many ways to hide it.
I'm just curious what they're going to end up doing.
And what's funny is the people that they're targeting probably aren't even the people that are actually uploading stuff, because
round one starts right now.
Watching it will not get you in trouble, but if you're one of the ones uploading or sharing stream, that's what will get you in trouble.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it because it
is.
is.
Look at him!
We'll get into
Muradov
it.
Almost clipped him.
Bring it back up at the break because they're already getting into it.
Yeah,
they're already getting into it.
Sanchez is trying to stand with him, man. This is crazy. Ooh, nice leg kick by Muradov.
That leg kick hurt him. He put his hand down, too.
Yeah, well, that thing almost broke him down. Look at these kicks from Muradov, man. This guy has 16 knockouts. I think he has 10 first-round knockouts. Crazy stuff, man. Like I told you, he's a fantastic striker. So Sanchez needs to find a way to get inside and get this down if he wants any hope to win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, right now he's pressuring, controlling the center. But at this point, what's going to end up happening or going to keep happening is those kicks from Muradov are going to keep him at range.
Look at the angles from Muradov, too.
Sanchez snaps a kick, but it misses.
Yeah, it was blocked. Oh, there's a weak diving leg attempt, and Muradov blocks it and then gets up and lands a right, throws a left, but the left was just a little late. Another leg kick to Sanchez.
But Sanchez caught him with that right.
Yeah, he threw a straight right at the exact same time. Muradov with a right hand. That one kind of put Sanchez back a little bit.
Yeah, it did. Put him all on that back foot.
He hopped a little bit.
I'm actually liking those kicks from Sanchez, though. He needs to keep that stuff up.
Keep throwing him because these angles are going to get him if he doesn't. Muradov has some fantastic angles. I like that. I don't know.
I don't like that jab that Muradov is leading with, though. He comes heavy with the other ones, but that jab is kind of showing it a little bit. He throws that jab, and he'll come with that too, and then that kick right afterwards. But you can tell when it's not going to be an actual jab.
There's a good right hand. Another leg kick. Sanchez got his leg up a little bit on that one, so he didn't need as much. But look at that arm from Sanchez. His left arm is red.
Ooh, he tried to counter him right there.
He baited him, and Sanchez realized it. He stopped. He threw a punch and kind of stopped midway through the punch. It was like, nope.
Yep. So far, this is an interesting battle. They are active right now. Ooh. I want to see a different angle.
Dude, I need to see that too because it looks like he threw a front kick right to Sanchez's face.
Oh, it was a bad angle for the camera.
God. There's a good jab from Muradov.
Sanchez back in the middle, controlling the center. Muradov circling again. Sanchez trying to stay light on that front leg too. He doesn't want to get heavy and get leg kicked. See, he's trying to stay light.
Look at the calf though, right there, but just underneath the knee.
Yeah, it's getting beat up. That leg's getting beat up, and he's trying to stay light. Nope. Sanchez shakes his hand.
Muradov gets scratched from the cage.
That's never a good sign when you're shaking your head. No, that didn't catch me. Don't do that.
Or when you smile and stick your tongue out, and that's how the other guy knows he got you.
Ooh.
Dude, Muradov got in on that one, though. The finish. He's throwing hard. He missed on that one, but he is throwing to end this fight.
With every punch. Every single punch. Every jab that he actually throws is hard.
There's a good one, too, to the body from Muradov. Oh, see, now they're talking about the calf of Sanchez right now. Look at that. Little late there, fellas.
They got us going, and then they talk about what we talk about.
Yeah, I think Dana White, his guys, they're listening to us right now.
Those fuckers.
They got us.
They got us.
Ooh, Sanchez with a nice right hand connected.
Oh, good body shot, too. This is a good fight so far.
I'm a little bit, Sanchez is hanging in there, man. And Muradov grabs a leg, lets go, and then throws a combo there.
49 seconds left in the round. It's a close round, but I think that Muradov is leading this fight so far.
Yeah, Muradov's landed the better shots, the more effective for sure. But Sanchez is not going away. He's staying in there.
And he's pressuring and he's controlling the cage a little bit better. But I don't know. I still think it's a Muradov. I think that damage is going to ultimately go down to what happened to that leg.
Ooh, look at that flying knee. Just underneath the chin, though. I think he was hoping Sanchez dipped down a little bit. Look at that. 1-2 to the chin, and he grabs the leg. Look at that calf,
Good
though.
defense.
Jesus,
Good
man.
defense. 10 seconds left. And Muradov
Let me
throws
get a
some
head
strikes
kick
on the
right
break
here.
there.
Come on. Or a jumping front kick. There's another leg kick.
And a leg
that
kick at the
missed.
bell.
So we're going to round 2, guys. Muradov looks fantastic, but I am impressed with Sanchez able to stay in there.
Yeah. No, I really like that.
Landed some good shots of his own, too.
I was surprised with him, honestly. I mean, you and I were talking a little bit about it being more of a wrestler.
Yeah, he's a submission grappler. Like, jiu-jitsu is his game.
We expected him to get in and really look to get this fight down fast. Mm-hmm. And he's attempted to get it down a little bit, but he hasn't put a lot into it. He's been controlling the center and pressuring. He is getting beat up with those leg kicks. So
Sanchez's cover is saying, I want you to cover more. Then it's indiscernible. We can't read it. But, yeah, so they notice that he's getting hit, and he's not hitting and getting out. So, because the idea is to hit and not get hit. But he's throwing punches, but he's taking them, too.
Yeah, he's taking more. He's taking more than he's throwing. He's taking more than he's giving.
He's not going to be able to hang in there all fight like this. There's no way. If he can do that, it'll be crazy. You're talking Max Holloway Cater style.
Hey, that was a great fight.
I was surprised Cater never went out. I thought there was a point where Cater could have got, could have been stopped.
I think there was some points that either the coach or the ref should have stopped it. Yeah. I did listen to Big John's argument as to why a ref shouldn't have stopped it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't necessarily disagree with him. Yeah. But
Sanchez pressuring again, by the way.
Yeah, I think that fight went too far.
So the caption, instead of says wrestler, says rustler.
Rustler as well.
He's
a rustler as well.
Ooh, there's a good head kick from Muradov.
They got that European accent on it when they say wrestler.
Right. So they got, what is it, Paul Felder, John Anik, and that other John dude? That British dude?
Yep. Ooh, that was a good body kick, though, from Sanchez.
He made, there's one in the nuts.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. ¿Qué pasó? But we got a little break in the action from a kick to the family jewels there. I think Muradov's trying to get a little break there. Let's take a look at this. Went to the elbow first. Didn't even really touch. But, yeah, he's using it to take a break. Yeah. All right, man. Get your breath. Get in there. Get it done. I'm going to grab another beer, guys. Jake's still half full. Get him one, too. And we're back. All right. So this Hazy IPA has not been my favorite, but it's not a bad one. It's good. It's enjoyable, drinkable beer.
Oh, you got both of them?
Yeah, I grabbed you one.
Nice. I was about to grab one and came back in.
But here we go. Sanchez is pressuring up again. Snaps a head kick out, misses. Lands a left though, and then dives down for a leg. Muradov lands a couple elbows.
I had to step out to help the youngest member of our group. So looking at those legs, though, if you look right behind both legs, the knees, he's pretty red, Sanchez is.
Yeah. If you look a little bit lower on the calf, it's purple.
Mm-hmm. If
so
you could get these numbers out of the way, you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah. Sanchez has them pressured up against cage, and now they're broken off. Much better round for Sanchez so far. I mean, I feel like he's won the first 2 minutes of this round.
Yep, I couldn't tell you yet. But I'll tell you what I think about the last half of the round.
But back to this beer. Good flavor. It hits you. You get the kind of bitterness from the hops early, and then it finishes fruity really well at the end. Not overpoweringly fruity, but still enough to kind of cleanse the palate and just kind of chill there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's
not bad. Not my
Sanchez.
favorite, but I don't think it's bad at all.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. My favorite still that I forgot what one it was that night. It was one that you picked out. Ooh, Muradov goes wild there, throws a power shot, but that was probably my favorite. It was another hazy though.
I know we both really liked that one.
It was a hazy IPA. I just don't remember which one it was. We have to go back and watch the videos.
Go back and watch it. Yeah, I gotta buy.
Sanchez is landing, so he's throwing shorter straight shots right now, and Muradov is looping his now. So Sanchez is landing while Muradov's
Staying
whiffing.
tighter. Staying tighter.
Ooh, there's a nice. It's kind of like a left hook, and then he comes underneath with the right.
They just come from awkward
Muradov.
angles, though.
Yeah.
Still from Muradov.
Yeah, he's got the angles, man.
Ooh, that was a good overhand right.
And Sanchez
He
just
ate it.
He slaps the hand away.
Close fight so far.
Yeah.
No man really has taken full control of this fight at all at any time in this fight yet. So, I mean, there's been points where Muradov's outstruck Sanchez.
Muradov throws a straight left and gets clipped by Sanchez right there. That got his attention. Ooh, now Sanchez just eats a jab.
Yeah, he got that eye, though. He got right in that eyeball, too.
Yeah. And
Sanchez starts blinking right after that fast.
So Sanchez misses there. Muradov's slowing down a little bit and trying to throw better shots instead of going crazy. Ooh, that one landed. That was a nice 1-2 coming forward. Both punches landed right on the chin. Ooh, good hook to the body.
Man, Sanchez.
With power.
He just ate it again, though.
Whew. That was filthy, though. Ooh, that left landed, but the right missed. So
he threw like a left hook and then a straight right. The left hook hit.
Muradov has just landed on Sanchez now. He's slowed down and he's throwing better shots. Sanchez just ducked out of the way of that head kick. But both guys are starting to slow down a little bit. Sanchez lands a good 1-2 there, but
he
eats
hits him
another
right
one
on
his
that
own.
ear, though. He hits him right on that ear.
Sanchez lands a left to the chin.
Straight left or a hook.
Back Muradov up against the cage.
I think the problem that's gonna end up happening for Muradov is this pressure is not allowing him to get a break.
Yeah, Muradov with another jab coming in. Jab to the body from Muradov. Sanchez throws a hook and misses. There's
Sanchez
a jab
is
from
just staying
Sanchez.
in his face. He's just staying in his face. You know, Muradov's backing off, and Sanchez just keeps walking forward. He's not really allowing Muradov to get a full
Muradov
breath.
with another jumping for straight right. That broke his nose. That broke Sanchez's nose. There's blood coming from the nose of Sanchez now. After that punch.
I want to see that replay again. It's starting to drip.
See, look at that. That's a broken nose.
It was a straight right. I don't know if he broke it or if he just cut it because the nose isn't twisted at all.
Yeah. Could be a slight cut. Just
let's
from the leather of the
get
glove.
out of the way. I want to see.
That thing looked broken to me though. That was an
I mean, you saw
immediately
blood
cut on the bridge.
automatically, but
Immediate.
it's just not real crooked. I mean, it's hard to tell. You can't see without the blood yet.
Sometimes they don't get too crooked. I don't know. What do we
He's
got
like, get
going?
out of here, get out of here.
You have to finish combinations with the left to the...
Yeah, that might be broken. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think, well, it's swollen now too, so I think it's a little bit more than a cut. Even if it might be just cracked right there on the top, because it's right on the bridge.
He definitely...
Don't blow out of it.
He got blasted, man. He got blasted.
Rocket right out the side?
Not a good thing to do. That's what causes your eyes to swell up.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It happened to Cowboy Cerrone. You remember
Sometimes.
that?
Sometimes it doesn't.
Was that the Tony Ferguson fight when Cowboy blew his nose and after getting
that
pieced
might have
up
been,
and his
yeah.
eye just swelled up insanely
Yeah,
huge?
that might have been. Yeah, it's one of the problems that happens when you do that. It's weird that it happens, but it does. Are we ready? Round 3.
So round 2, I don't know, man. I think I got to give it to Muradov based on the finish. Because we've got clear damage at the end of that round.
Well, if we looked at the stats on that, let's see what the stats were like on that. Well, it doesn't break it down round by round on here.
No.
That's the only problem.
Do you got to refresh it?
No.
Okay. So Muradov's up almost 2-1 on the total strikes.
On the total strikes, significant strikes
and almost
as well.
2-1 on significant. So.
But, we feel about significant. They're subjective, so.
Yeah. Both men are 0 for 2 on takedowns.
Although the UFC doesn't count every takedown as a takedown, or every takedown attempt as a takedown attempt.
There's a good little hook from Muradov. You know, Emery is going to make up points on me now unless I get a finish here because he's gonna take a bigger lead, I should say. Because if he gets a decision, he picked Muradov by decision. He picked knockout round 1 too. We had the exact same pick in this one. Never mind.
Oh, I had Muradov knockout round 3.
We both had Muradov knockout round 2, so never mind. I thought he had Muradov decision. What I'm talking about. But it's a 3-card total, right? When you do these challenges?
Yes, three different UFC cards. The challenges are only set up so that way, like when I set the one with you with Emery, they're only set up for the next 3 UFC cards. You can customize it to do different events and stuff like that, but the only things that he ever picks are UFC fights. So we just left it at that.
I gotta say, there's a big looping hook and an uppercut from Muradov. I'm impressed with Sanchez's stand-up game. He said, he's been working on his stand-up. He showed us last time when he knocked out Wellington Turman. He's like, look, I'm a stand-up fighter now.
No, Heather, it's not device specific. You just log into your actual ESPN Plus app. So, like on my TV, I have my ESPN Plus app loaded on there.
Sanchez with a
so
nice 1-2.
So when I buy it on the computer, I buy it on my ESPN app on the computer. So that way it's just through your ESPN Plus. So you can take it.
There's a jab from Muradov that wobbled Sanchez for a second there. He caught him coming in. Muradov just stepped out of the way of a jab from Sanchez and clipped him with his own right. Sanchez looks like he's tiring out just a little bit. Kick. Yeah, really lazy kick. Big looping right hand from Muradov. Kind of lands to the gloves of Sanchez.
Not a bad fight,
that was right to the ear.
Not a bad fight. 2 guys standing and trading.
Which is impressive from Sanchez, man. I told you guys, I think his path to victory is on the ground here. But, there was a good right hand from Sanchez.
That's a 1-2, baby.
He's chicken legs.
I said knockout round 3, baby. I said knockout round 3.
Wow.
Give it to me.
Look, that's it. Nice pick.
Look, hey.
Nice
That's good reffing right there.
Jason Herzog.
That's good fucking reffing.
My pick for ref of the year in 2020,
Mine
Jason
too.
Herzog.
You and I.
I've been preaching Jason Herzog, baby. He's been doing well. Wow, dude, he literally had him wobbly on his legs.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy legs, baby.
That reminds me of who was it that got crazy legs like
with
that?
The head kick, and his legs went.
And they made a gif. It was a whole meme after that because he was dancing.
I know. I remember exactly.
Who was that? I don't know. Was it Charles Oliveira?
It might have been. No, it wasn't Charles Oliveira.
It was 155 pounds.
I don't know, but he got his legs wobbled. I want to watch this. They're gonna show it again. Hold on,
dude.
Sorry.
Look at that. Great right from 1-2. Great 1-2 from Sanchez there. And then all of a sudden, that big looping right hand again.
Boom, the legs. Look at that.
His legs buckled. Oh, my God.
Bro, you know the only reason
big
he was
looping right
up,
again.
So the craziest thing about it is
his legs stiffened up.
When you get rocked, like, you can still think, like, every time I've ever been rocked, my very first cage fight was the only cage fight I've actually been rocked in. But I've been rocked plenty of times when I was training. And my hands were down at my side, and I'm like, get your hands up, get your hands up, get your hands up. And I'm thinking, get your hands up.
You just have no control.
And then as soon as I got hit, my hands, again, the second time I got hit, my hands came up and just started swinging. But that looked to me like he was trying to tell his legs to stay up, stay up, stay up. But he just had no control over what's going on.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. What a fight. What a finish. That's probably my fight of the night so far.
Yeah.
Super impressed with Sanchez, man. I got to give him props, though, because that guy has improved his stand-up tremendously.
That should move me up.
Yeah, that should move you up.
Ahead of you.
That gives you 50 extra points.
Whoa, what the hell? Right? Why didn't I move up?
Check your pick. Did you actually have knockout round 3, or was it knockout round 2?
Round 3, I'm pretty sure. We're pulling it up. Oh, says round 3.
Was that not round 3?
That was round 3.
Was that? I'm pretty sure that was round 3, right? Because I had round 1 and 2 to Muradov. Yeah. That was round 3, so that should be perfect. That will probably get corrected.
Sorry, I just rewound it for a second there because I want to see what they say on this.
Well, they gave him the knockout, so it's definitely round 3. Turn it down. Turn it down. I ain't trying to get that crap
I
again.
didn't mean to. I tried to press fast forward.
By knockout. They're not going to say what round it was, but it was round 3. Refresh. That will probably get fixed. So
Yeah.
that'll give you a perfect pick. So
I was like, that doesn't make sense. I
That-
know I
that
had
should
around-
move you slightly
see,
ahead
I'm
of me.
probably editing it right now.
No,
I was like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, see, sights down. They probably had a lot of people like, that's bullshit.
yeah, people getting pissed off because they're like, why is that coming up as a round 2?
And they fixed it.
See, there it is. I told you, you'd get that.
All right, now let's go to the group. Oh, man.
Mine's
Hey,
still
by
sits
the
down
way,
for
if you
me.
guys don't know what we're talking about, tapology.com/group/434. And now, of course, the side's down for maintenance again.
This keeps doing it for me.
You posted the link earlier in the video. It's the pinned link, right?
Yep, I've got it pinned in the comment section there.
So all you got to do to compete with us is click that link, sign up for Tapology, join our groups, and then every fight card, make your picks before the fight card starts. The fight picks lock as soon as the fight card starts for the earliest fight on the card. So you want to make sure all your picks are in before then and locked before then. And then you can come join us and compete with us. All right, so let's transition over to the Tapology
See if we can get the
page.
group to load up right now. Mine's taking a minute. It's not loading.
Yeah, I got it. It's
You
up
got
right
it up?
now.
Okay.
Yep. So Skylar stays in first place. Squirt General right there with 7 correct picks. He's having a hell of a night with 3 decision perfects, 1 actual perfect. Emery Slayer stays in second place right now with
You
380
jumped
points.
all the way up to 3rd with that one. Oh.
Yeah, nice. That's what's up.
You're still 100 back of Skylar, so Skylar might get his first
Skylar
victory.
might get his first victory.
Let's see what you got real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna pull up Skylar's. Oh Jesus! Quit with this down for maintenance crap already.
So yeah, the site's going wild.
So they're doing some weird stuff there.
So I got Calderwood knockout round 2. I probably should have went with decision on that, but I wanted to believe. So
Yeah, Heather, it keeps it's. I'm sure they're doing a lot of updating because that was not registered right.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so I have Calderwood knockout round 2. Probably should have went with decision. More than likely it's going to be a decision, but I wanted to believe that Calderwood will go back to the old knockout ways that she used to be when she was early in her MMA career. I also do think that Jessica Ai is a terrible opponent for her.
I think Ai's going to get tapped out. I think she's going to try to work the takedown too much, and Calderwood's going to be like, all right, baby.
Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, she's been working that sub game, dude, I'm saying.
She has been, and she's been
So
at
Squirt
Syndicate.
General's got Calderwood decision. So if you get the knockout round 2, you'll make up 50 there. Even if you get a knockout, you'll make up 15.
But if he gets a decision, he'll pull further away.
Yep. And he's got Hooker, you've got Chandler. So there's a chance for you to make up at least 50.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know, man. Hooker's good, but I just feel like the championship level that Chandler's fought at is going to be the difference. And I don't know. Hooker's got phenomenal striking, but Chandler's a monster. He'll get in your face and wrestle. He'll throw with you. He can do anything.
Tanner Hayes, I always forget how similar Cullen and Skylar sound. Yeah, it happens.
I don't feel like they sound the same at all.
Well, dude, I don't feel like we sound the same. But when I hear you on the phone, I'm able to imitate your voice. People think I sound like you.
I know. I
It's
can
weird.
sound like you on the phone.
It's the funniest thing.
All right. So then I got McGregor by knockout round 2. Honestly, I think it might come in 1, but I'm going with 2.
I picked round 2 knockout as well. Skylar picked round 3, I believe. Let me go back. Yeah, he's got McGregor knockout round 3. So there's opportunity for you to make up points or even pass him.
This could get interesting.
But so outside the Chandler Hooker fight, that's the only one you guys have different.
Well, that's
winners
the big difference one, but we can also have some points made up or some points lost
based off bonuses.
based off of bonuses going into this.
Now, let me take a look at what
So-
Emery Slayer has. Because oh, Jesus. This site is going to, give me the API, man. I wonder if the UFC actually has an API or something that I can use to develop my own pick'em game.
I mean, I could
Because I could probably do that. If
honestly,
they have their API, I
to
can
be
do
honest,
that.
I could spend a day loading all the hand typing them in if I had to.
So let's see. We got Calderwood decision here. Hooker knockout round 1 and McGregor knockout round 2. Emery, you little mother lover. All right, so let me show you guys what now. I'll say what I have.
How many points does Skylar have?
Because Emery's only up on me by 40 right now. See what we got.
Skylar's
going.
tied for 15th in the world right now.
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy? His first win is like a top 20 finish.
That's crazy.
All right, so
and I have the ability to pass him too.
I've got Calderwood decision.
And I'm
Never
at
mind.
681 right now.
So I've got Calderwood decision. Is this mine? I've got Hooker decision, and I've got McGregor knockout round 2. All right, so I've got a chance to make up, some points because he's 40 ahead of me. We have the exact same pick for Calderwood. He's got Hooker by finish.
It's probably the better pick. The decision pick is probably the better pick.
I tend to pick a lot of female fights decision. I feel like it's rare that we actually get stoppage, especially knockouts. But if there's a finish, usually it's a submission.
There are a few girls who can get some wicked knockouts. But
Oh yeah,
even then,
Amanda Nunes
it's
is
very
one of them.
similar though to when you throw like the guys against the top echelon of guys.
Yeah.
The knockouts just don't come as easily.
It just
or
depends
as
on
often.
who you're picking. Because like Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, I'm gonna pick them by knockout almost every time.
Yeah. So you know what? This one I'm so excited about. You know, we've talked about this a lot, but Joanne Calderwood, I've been a long-time fan, and actually back in 2014 it was, Joanne Calderwood wished my daughter a happy birthday on Twitter. Check this out. I'm going to put it up on the page real quick. Boom. Back when her nickname was not Dr. Evil, it was Bad Mofo Jojo. 5/9/2014. Check that shit
That's
out.
why I always kept calling her JoJo. Because like
Yeah.
everyone's like, people ask me why I call her JoJo. I'm like, dude, that's her nickname. She literally called herself JoJo. Because
Yeah.
I would always say JoJo Calderwood.
Yep.
And people would be like, well, you talking about Joanne Jajurzik? And I'm like, no, I'm talking about Joanne
Oh,
Calderwood.
my
like,
gosh.
What the hell?
Yeah.
JoJo Calderwood.
I mean, that just goes to show with a lot of those people how long they've actually been watching it, right?
Yeah.
So-
I've never been a big fan, and I got turned on to her because of you back in the day, like a long ass, like what you're showing right here.
Yeah.
You know, because you messaged me, you're like, hey, dude, I've been watching this chick fight, and like I've been talking with her, and she actually messaged my daughter, and I'm like, that's pretty dope, dude.
Yeah.
So.
And this was actually.
Oh, that's the one that you're showing right now. Sweet.
Yeah, that's the one that was up. Yeah. So that was actually shortly before she went into the Ultimate Fighter house too, which is where most people figured out who she was.
Yeah, that was one of those ones back in the day, and she's Scottish, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's amazing though. I mean, the
But see,
fact
look-
that she's got jiu-jitsu now
Look
is
at
crazy
that.
though.
I'm telling you, that's why I could have swore I picked her by submission, but it says I picked her by decision. Dude, she looks old as F right here.
She's 35 now.
Yeah, but she looks old as F. She looks like she's a smoker too. She got them smoker lips.
She's got the certain cultures, the older you get, you age faster.
Yeah. Sure.
Let's just say it like that. I don't want to start sounding racist against
You can't
white
be
people.
racist. What?
Oh, you
mean-
can't do. Do you not remember the training I was telling you I just had to
Yeah, but I didn't want to bring that up just in case you get you in trouble.
do? I don't care. Like
Because I mean, that's some racist.
literally-
that's some racist
Hey,
stuff right
I
there.
told the associate principal
Yeah.
that I walked out of the white privilege test that they wanted me to take.
Really?
Yeah, I told him.
What did she say? It's a him. I thought it was a she now.
Well, no. So we have
I hate the school system the way that it's set up, dude.
we have a principal, we have 2 associate principals, we have a dean of students, and we have 4 security guards. My boss is the dean of students.
Right.
But the associate principals, you know, one of them, his son's a state champion wrestler. I've known him since 2006, 2005. We did jiu-jitsu together a little bit. You know, he was a teacher at the school when I was going to school there, and now he's an associate principal there. He just transferred over from Union, and so I was telling him, and he has very similar views to me as a lot of the stuff, and I just told him, it's like, I walked out of that. I was like, I walked out of the white.
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. It's super racist. It's ridiculous. Clark County now, I don't know if you saw it, but they've actually starting to implement an equity-based penalties or something like that for people that get arrested, depending on what the crime is. Like they say, well, you know, like for driver's licenses, people that drive with their driver's licenses, poor people that they can't, you know, get their licenses restored like rich people.
Clark County has some weird
So
stuff
they're
going
doing
on.
everything equity based now on their decisions. I'm like, what the hell
Clark
is that?
County also has to. The sheriffs out here also have to fill out a piece of paper for every traffic stop that they make, explaining what the traffic stop was to make sure basically that they weren't racial profiling or anything like that.
Dude, it's so weird, man.
Yeah.
I hate the way society's going right now. But let's get back
Yeah,
to these
I
fights,
know,
man. That stuff gets me heated. We talk about it, and I'll start to get angry, and I don't want to do that right now. We got to enjoy these fights.
Oh, I got to show you the conversations between me and the Mexican dude I was chatting with the whole time. he was hating it. He was talking so much trash about it. So
they consider. So if you look on the U.S. Census, when they ask what your race is, they don't have a Latino or Mexican or anything like that for your race. Mm-hmm. They'll say, "What's your race?" They have to choose white or other, and then they'll ask, "What's your ethnicity?" And then you can pick Latino or something like that. But when they pick what your race is, they say most Latinos pick white because they don't have a race on the U.S. Census. It's weird. What the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that there should be a race on that. I don't think it matters.
No, because there's technically only one race.
The human race, baby.
I mean, that's like legit. When you look at any other animalia and you look at their kingdom or their genus and the species, we're the human species. Like, we don't technically have races. We might fall into other, like genuses or whatever based off origins of whatever, but we all come from Africa, so who the hell cares?
Yeah, I mean, really, if you want to argue about those type of things, it just depends on how far back you want to start tracking things to make your argument. So
Jessica Evil Eye is tied for fifth most. Oh my God, I'm turning into Mike Tyson. Fifth most wins in UFC flyweight history, women's flyweight history. That fifth really got me. I said fifth most.
She's also a former title challenge. Now I'm talking like you.
I love it.
A former title challenger. She did lose her title fight, but she had the opportunity to challenge, which is awesome. And she's very, very tough, man.
She's a very game opponent.
And I do like. I love her spirit. I love her, like, as far as like the way that she approaches fights and all that type of stuff, and the mentality she takes into it. I love it. But Joanne Calderwood's my girl, so I'm not going against her. Bottom line. And Jessica I has that really good, I don't know what that show's called, that show I was watching on ESPN about the fighters. And it basically talks about their lives and why they fight and stuff like that, and she follows the fighter, similar to how the old Tap Out show used to be. Mm-hmm. And she does that.
Rest in peace to Charles Mask Lewis.
Yep. All right. So Joanne Calderwood, baby, let's do this.
Glasgow, Scotland. She's a -115 favorite.
Out of Syndicate MMA right now.
So Jessica I, she's an Extreme Couture fighter right now.
She's at Extreme Couture?
Yeah, she joined Extreme Couture in 2019. I did not know that.
I feel like I did. I don't know. I feel like it's escaped me, but I think I did know that.
Maybe. So, I mean, if you guys are familiar with Extreme Couture, they're heavy, heavy wrestlers. Mm-hmm. That's what they do there, man. They're just relentless pressure wrestlers. They're going to pressure you, get you down, and try to pound you. That's what Extreme Couture is all about.
All right, let's do it. Come on. I just want the damn fight to start.
I didn't realize she was Extreme Couture, but I figured she was going to try to get this heavy pressure wrestling going, and I think that's why Joanne Calderwood's going to tap her out. But apparently I picked Joanne Calderwood by decision.
She's just really good. I think she's a bad matchup stylistically for Joanne Calderwood.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to do that reverse psychology, since last time I told you that other girl,
Jennifer Maia.
Jennifer Maia was going to beat her.
Yeah, but I didn't think Jennifer Maia would beat her. I don't think that, I mean, I don't want Evil Eye to win, but I think she has the potential with her style, with her pressure. The way that she gets dirty.
Here we
and
go.
Gets
We finally
Round
started.
One.
Jesus,
See?
they're just throwing both of them.
The way she gets dirty and gets nasty in there.
But
as I just
Calderwood's
said
got that clinch, and they let go. But Jessica I threw a couple good shots. Calderwood lands a right. She's landing shots to the body.
Punches.
Knee to the body. Another shot to the body from Calderwood. Joanne's backing her up. Inside leg kick from Calderwood. Body kick from Calderwood. 1-2 from Evil Eye. Calderwood fakes takedown, kind of grabs a little leg. Let's go.
That's a popular
Look at that elbow. So
yeah.
Jessica I started pushing Calderwood up against the cage, and Calderwood just lands a nice elbow.
So back when Joanne Calderwood was with the Dinky Ninjas team, that's back when she was really working on her Muay Thai. And that's back when she actually competed with Muay Thai and stuff like that. A lot more lately, you've seen her become more well-rounded. But early on in her days, you'd see a ton of those elbows, a ton of those knees, and a ton of those kicks. And you still do see them. But she just mixes it up a little bit differently now than
We're back in the middle, guys. So I told you, I thought she was going to come with that pressure wrestling right away. She was trying to pressure her, but
She just gets dirty.
These girls are just throwing, man. But
Although,
now we're pressured up against the cage again.
This is not a smart way to fight a 15-minute fight.
No.
If I'm Jessica I, but she does have good cardio. She is working.
I'd rather be the girl
hard
pushing
right
the
now.
pace though on this one.
She's working.
Oh,
so
get that
hard.
finger out of that. That looked like she kind of had her fingers pushing into Calderwood's eye for a minute
Ooh,
there. That was
body
a little dangerous.
shot. Oop, oop.
Dude,
Oh,
look-
the elbow! Ooh, good
Jesus.
kick.
Leg kick from Calderwood. Another leg kick from Calderwood. 1-2 from Jessica I. These girls are going for fight of the night bonus right now.
Another elbow and punch. 2 punches
Jessica
from
I kind of held her arm and then punched her a couple times with that.
Calderwood got that elbow inside, then right there.
Yeah, Jessica like
landed 2
grabbed
more.
her arm, pulled it down, and just punched her twice. Now I's pressuring up against the cage again.
She might tire herself out working that hard though.
Knees too
Ooh.
from Calderwood.
And she's landing though.
But I's landed too. Jesus, another leg kick.
Ooh.
See, there's another knee from Calderwood. They're both they're both clinching up right here in the middle.
Yep.
Another knee
Nice
from Calderwood.
knee.
Uppercut
Nice dirty
from Calderwood.
boxing in
Uppercut
there.
from I.
Oh my gosh. This
Elbow
is a
from
good
Calderwood.
fight.
Elbow from I.
Hey, you know what? So far, this is my fight of the night.
Dude, these girls are going ham right now.
Oh, if they keep fighting like that, this is for sure my fight of the night.
Are we going to be able to see this for 3 rounds, though? This is a wicked pace.
I don't know.
Look at her pushing her neck all the way back. She had her head almost touching her shoulder blades. Jesus. But I's right up against the cage, pressuring Calderwood again. Dude, it's only been 3 minutes. I feel like it's been a whole round already.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was saying right as we got into it, though. I brings pressure. She brings pressure, and she gets like really dirty with her boxing. And that's what I was saying I thought would make a hard match stylistically for Calderwood, who typically likes to have her space to strike. And
Another good knee. I throws a knee. Another knee from Calderwood.
I mean,
Uppercut to the body from I, 3 of them.
ooh, good knee too. And I changes levels for a shot, but then it's still pressured against the cage. She rakes at the face.
Was Calderwood grabbing her eye almost?
Yeah, she just raked at the face and pulled it over. Why not? As long as she's not
These
sticking.
girls are just fighting dirty as hell, man. They are just fighting. Ooh, there's a good knee to the body and then a right from Calderwood.
Ooh, good kick to the body.
Another 1-2 and then an
Oh,
uppercut.
oh, and then both thrown
Dude,
to the body.
This is almost Dan Severn. What's it? What was that other guy?
Freak show fight in
Pride.
Pride.
They
Yeah, I
just
know.
sat there punching each other.
Hungman-
The
no, it
Asian
wasn't
dude.
Hungman Choi. It was it Hung? It wasn't Hungman.
No, Hungman Choi's the
Tall
7-footer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
Yeah, it wasn't him. I don't remember who that
I
was.
think it might have been.
Maybe.
I feel like it was Dan Severn, Hungman Choi.
It might have been that one. I don't. It was one of the Japanese dudes. Jessica Kai throws 1, 2, 3, lands with the last one. Calderwood fakes a takedown. She's got kind of like a half clinch, throws the knee to the body. Uppercut from Jessica I. They're back in the middle. These girls are in a war. Calderwood kind of stumbled right there.
Yoshihiro Takayama.
Takayama.
That's who it was.
One of the most famous pride fights of all time because those dudes just literally grabbed each other behind the head and just went bam, 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 bam. Dude, these girls are going crazy. What a wicked round 1, man.
Hey, good job matchmaking on this, though. But they're right next to each other in the rankings,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, everything made sense.
That
Good
elbow. Did
that
somebody lose,
mouthpiece come
No, I
out?
think that might
I
have
think
been from the
that's
hair.
Jessica
I think that
I's-
might have been from the hair.
That's either I's mouthpiece or her hair, but Calderwood lands a huge
Yeah,
right
she hit
hand.
an elbow and something went flying. Yeah, because her mouthpiece
Her
is
mouthpiece
blue.
is in.
So that must have been from the hair.
Something came flying off. Yeah, hair tie.
Is that what it was?
That's what they're saying right now is a hair tie.
She hit it so hard the
dude,
hair tie whipped off.
I can't pick a winner in
No.
that round. I mean,
No, I mean, if I'm going to say anything, I'm going to say based
maybe
on
I-
pressure, you give it to I.
maybe I because she
But-
was leading the pressure, but striking's almost dead even, dude. And I think the best strikes though went to Calderwood.
Oh, I 100% agree
The
with
best
that.
strikes went to Calderwood, but the striking's close. The pressure is definitely I. And I landed some great shots of
All
wrong.
right, so check this out real quick before they get going.
Oh my God, I didn't realize it was
So-
that big of a gap.
So apparently, I don't think it was that big of a gap either. I feel like these stats are always off, and I'm rooting for Joanne Calderwood. But
2 minutes of control time for Jessica.
yeah, that's that cage control there.
Yep.
But they say
She
that
never really attempted 2 takedowns. Get out of here.
no, those were those. I mean,
They weren't
not
actual
really.
takedown attempts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't why they some of the
She
things
kind
that
of
they
just
choose,
faked it. It's a fake.
some of the things they choose to say that it was a takedown attempt aren't, and then some of the actual takedown attempts they don't say are. Ooh, that was almost bad.
Yeah, that was close. That was close.
All right, so round 2. Let's do this real quick.
Here we go. Right back into the center. Calderwood lands a head kick. Lands a 1, 2, 3. Uppercuts to the body. Eye with an uppercut to the body. Knees from Calderwood. Uppercut over hook. Jeez, I can't even talk.
It's too much to talk about.
They're going, dude. Eyes landed.
Ooh,
Eye
hit her
throws
there.
and misses. Calderwood catches her with the right hook.
So Aaron Bronstetter says 10-9 Calderwood. Very fun first round. Yes,
oh my
it was.
God, they just both landed hooks.
That dude I called a pussy online for talking shit about this fight said it was a shit break. It's been the best. Oh! It's been the best
Calderwood
fight.
with a front kick to the face, and Eye smiles. So everybody's picking Calderwood. Kevin, I
Eye's
always
cheek is
Calderwood.
swollen.
Yeah, it is.
It's really swollen. That
Like I
left
said,
eye. That
like I
left
s-
eye of eye.
Yeah, Jessica Eye's left eye. It's like TLC left eye. That's her name, isn't it? In TLC.
Something like that. I don't remember. Long
Um,
time. But you know what? That Shocking That Monkey song from back then with TLC.
you used to love TLC.
Yeah.
That's why I figured you would
I
know
don't
if it was
remember,
left
man.
eye. I think that was her name.
That
And then
was
Calderwood with a takedown.
nice.
I think Eye's getting tired, man. She's getting
It was
hurt.
that she had a hard.
Another kick to the body.
I think that's what's doing it is that body work from Calderwood.
Calderwood's slowing down a little bit too. But, oh, Jesus.
But this is going to be good though for Calderwood. The slower that Eye is, the better it's going to be for Calderwood because she can work that range.
Yeah.
Unless she does.
Well,
that
Calderwood's
right there.
even slow too. Look at that. Now Eye's coming in with some uppercuts. Uppercuts.
Uppercuts.
Calderwood with knees to the body. They're both clinching and just punching each other. This is crazy, man.
This is a great fight.
2021 fight of the year so far.
Yeah, so far. It's
And
early,
we're
but
only
it's a great
only
fight.
a minute and a half. We're a round and a half into this fight.
Not even yet.
Crazy. Both girls are slowing down though for sure. Look at Call. She's breathing heavy,
Yep.
but she's landing.
Oh,
Ooh,
oh,
nice.
until Eye
And there's
lands
an elbow. Eye landed, and then Calderwood comes back with an elbow.
This is an amazing fight.
Wow.
They've both slowed down here. Definitely slowed down. They're not fighting at the same pace right now, but both of these girls are showing damage.
Ooh, there's a knee to the chin from Calderwood. Another knee to
knee
the
to the
body.
body.
There's
And
a
a
head
kick.
kick to the body. She kind of pulled her
She
head
part
down
of
and
the
kicked her in
football,
the
baby.
face. Yeah.
Oh,
But Eye's taking all of it.
and she still pressures forward.
See, they're going to try to count that as a takedown attempt.
All right, we just passed the halfway mark right now.
We're
halfway
at
through the fight
halfway
right
around
now.
Two.
Huh?
Halfway around two. This is crazy.
Yeah, I know, right?
It feels like it's
seems
been an entire fight. Good luck to the what do we got? Hooker and Chandler next.
Well, that could be a potential fight too, though. I mean,
Yeah, that's
a
why I said
wicked
they
fight.
got to bring it to follow this, man. Holy cow.
Well, wait a second though. Wasn't that other fight though the Max Holloway fight 21?
That one was this one, yeah. But
Yeah.
Mac, that was one-sided. It wasn't
I
really
mean,
back and forth.
that wasn't back
was
and
an
forth like that,
extreme
but it was.
performance from Max. Max just put on a clinic.
Oh my
It was
gosh!
It was the most lopsided fight since 2006, I think.
But it was a hell of a fight as far as scorecards go. But yeah, I mean, because you'd look at a real quick one-sided knockout, that's a real lopsided fight. But as far as a
nice
fight
right
that went
from
that
Jessica
far,
Eye.
yeah.
She kind of back Calderwood up.
Calderwood's getting a little bit more flat-footed here.
Yeah, she's tired. Her mouth is open. She's breathing heavy.
Ooh, good
spinning
spinning
back kick
kick.
to the body lands. There's a good left jab from Calderwood.
Come on.
Jessica Eye throws 1-2, misses with both. Another kick to the body from Calderwood. Jessica Eye lands a right, misses that right.
This is a
Calderwood throws a
great,
body kick.
Great fight.
She kind of throws a stepping front kick to the body. Jessica Eye with the jab to the body.
Let's go, JoJo.
So Jessica Eye's throwing like this lead left hook that she's actually landing with. But
She's
now we got
landing-
a tie clinch from both girls. Now they break.
And she's always landing that overhand right every time that they tie
Mm-hmm.
up. She comes high and over the top with it every time that they get in that little clinch
Calderwood
situation.
just missed there. She threw a kind of like a 2-1-1 type deal. This weird. Ooh, Calderwood missed that spinning back elbow.
And then Eye gets the takedown.
Eye gets the trip takedown with 30 seconds left. I don't know that was enough to win the round, though. Let's see what she does here the last 30 seconds.
So Alderwood threw a spinning elbow. I ducked and changed levels a little bit and stepped in and took Calderwood down to the
She's
cage.
like poking her.
20 seconds left. And Eye hasn't done any
finally
damage from
throws her
here yet.
first punch after 10 seconds on the ground. She's only landed one punch so far.
And Calderwood's doing all the damage from the ground right now up against the cage trying to land.
Yeah, Calderwood,
staying active.
dude, she's throwing. I like it. But
4
we got
seconds.
3 seconds, 2-1. All right, so that was a good by eye to stand up there and try to throw, but
Yeah, too late
I think that might be 2-0 Calderwood, dude.
It might be, but they're so
It might-
close.
It might
The
be
rounds
2-0
are so
Calderwood.
close.
It might be 2-0 I. It might be 1-1.
My bias is going to Calderwood.
I think it was. I
But-
think Calderwood won the first based off power. That second round was closer.
Let's switch over to the stats real quick while we got a break here.
Jesus, she actually has her doubled now.
Wow.
The second round was closer, but
Not when you look at the significant strikes. She pulled away even more in that one.
yeah, this is wicked, man. So
So if you look, remember they were talking about how it's crazy that fighters throw over 300 fights in a punch. They were talking about with the Max or in a fight, 300 punches in a fight. They were talking about with the Max Holloway fight.
yeah, Max Holloway threw like 800 something punches in
Look,
the 5 rounds
Joanne Calderwood's about to pass 300 here.
in a
So-
3-round fight.
Yeah, and I was arguing with somebody about it, even though Max Holloway did have a phenomenal performance.
Kick to the
I said, you
breast.
know who regularly has performances where they're throwing over 300 punches?
Yeah.
Colby Covington.
Constant, dude. Colby.
His last 5 fights.
That's what he does. He throws
His-
like 500 punches
yeah.
a fight.
His last 5 fights.
don't know that he's ever thrown 800,
not quite 500, but yeah, he
Dude,
he's
he gets
always
up there, man.
he's regularly over 300. And then they try
So
to
eyes
say that-
pressuring again instantly. She ate a couple punches coming in for that pressure, but she's got Calderwood up against the cage again. And we're in round 3, ladies and gentlemen. 4:40 left.
The problem comes down to the fact that the new main scoring criteria is damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how much eyes holding on and pressuring here. Calderwood keeps landing
right.
punches
It's
and,
not
and
technically
elbows and
effective
scoring.
grappling.
No, she's getting hit and not taking her down.
Yeah. Right now she's doing really well. She's holding her. She's working her. You know, she's landed a couple strikes of her own. And Calderwood's really got to defend this, and this is
She's
draining
working
right
hard
now.
too to defend that.
She's got 2 arms under right now, and there's a good knee to the body.
It
from
just jacks
Calderwood.
her up there. See, I mean, that 2 arms under the one, it's weird. I don't know if I necessarily like it myself, but
No,
it's working for her.
Yeah, it's keeping her up, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that what
You'd
we
think
see
you'd
is
be able to
eyes
spin
just
her around.
being too stubborn on the approach that she wants right now.
Yeah, because I feel like she could have taken the back right there.
Mm-hmm. She definitely. I mean, I think she could have too.
With Calderwood's both hands focused on one arm, I feel like you could just kind of step around at that point.
Yep.
But I'm not in the cage either. These girls are so. What are you pulling up?
I gotta tell my wife to get the dog.
Oh.
Damn dog's barking.
Messenger. You still get Messenger, right?
Oh, well, we'll find
But,
out.
yeah. So she's still pressuring her this round. It looks like I's just trying to work the pressure and win the round. She might think that she has one of the first 2 rounds, which is dangerous because either of those rounds could go either way, in my opinion. I guess I'd focus on a finish if I were either of these girls.
Yeah, it's
This
too
thing
close.
might be split.
It's too close. I mean, it's not saying that they're not looking to look for a finish, but I mean, you can't say that Calderwood's not looking for a finish.
No,
I's pressuring
Calderwood's
right
trying
now.
to defend. She's not.
Yeah.
She's defending.
I's
But,
pressuring.
If I'm I, dude, I'd be looking for a lot more than just pressure.
I think she's thinking her success is going to be on the ground,
Yeah.
and she's just.
I want to see
Pressuring
Calderwood
hard.
just pull up, man, and watch it. Pull
She
guard
did get a
and,
good
like,
knee there right before
pull guard
this,
and
though.
throw up a submission.
Right?
Be awesome.
But credit
Because
to
all this defending, she's gonna lose the round if she does not finish. Get out of here. We're 2.5 minutes now.
well,
And why?
ref brings him back to the center.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
Who is that ref?
It's the same ref that got busted for weed several years ago.
Oh, that's that guy.
Yeah, he was growing weed for a long time. Why can't I remember his name? He was growing weed and got busted for it, and
I
then
thought
now
that
he's
was
back.
Mark Goddard, but I don't know. Mark
No.
Goddard's the British dude, isn't he?
No, it was him. I remember because of the neck tattoo, and he was
Yeah.
skinnier back then. But he's been around
And
for a
I
long
shoots
time.
in. Eats another knee to the body. Uppercut. Ooh, I just landed a huge right hook on Calderwood. We're in the center. Thank you, ref, for breaking it up, though, I'll be honest. But that's kind of looks bad if you're I, because now the judges see that you really didn't do anything with that pressure. Ooh, Joanne Calderwood just missed that head kick. She snapped it up there. Ooh, a nice straight right from Joanne Calderwood.
Oh my gosh, I can't post on anybody's stuff.
I know you can't. You know that.
I know.
And
but
I
tried
just
to.
shoots for a takedown and completely misses. Ooh, grab that neck. Come on. Oh, Calderwood lets her up. Damn. That'd have been awesome. We should grab that. Actually, I guess for the points, I need the decision, but.
Yep.
See, fakes with that. Hits an uppercut from Calderwood.
I wonder what that decision will do for you, put you closer to me.
Plus 25.
We might be tied again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're only 10 ahead of me now.
Well, I should be.
Ooh, good knee to the body.
We were tied before that last one.
Well, I was 10 ahead of you before the last one. Not tied.
Oh, I thought we were tied.
No, because you were like, what the heck? I should be ahead of you now. I was 10 ahead of you, and you got a perfect.
I thought
so
we were
you're
tied.
Probably
we were tied
30.
at 5th, I thought.
You're 40 ahead of me now, I think.
Well, we'll look at it.
Well,
I thought we were tied at 5th together.
I don't know. We might have been. I could have swore I was ahead of you by a little bit, but doesn't matter. Spinning back elbow misses again.
But she gets the knee. She's got
that clinch.
And the knee.
Another knee to the body.
Knee to the body again.
Uppercuts. A knee from Jessica I. Calderwood's got her pressed against the cage. 20 seconds
Throwing
left.
uppercuts to the body and to the head.
Another knee to the body. Uppercut.
15 seconds.
Eyes
and
going
they're
to the
both throwing at each other. They're tied up, both throwing at each other.
Oh, she's grabbing her ponytail.
Whatever. Don't wear a ponytail. eyes busted up.
Yeah, it's been busted up.
eyes dripping now.
Another right hand.
Oh! She changes levels.
Is that time?
That's time.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a crazy...
Eye is dripping blood
Let's
on
just
the
give it
left
up to
side.
these girls real quick, guys, because that was a fantastic fight.
Joanne
Calderwood. What a fight, guys. What a fight.
What a fantastic fight. Fight of the night so far.
But now we've got 2 other fights that are left that can steal us from them.
So. Hey, and the 2 fights that are left could potentially set fights of the decade, too.
Yeah, it's going to be wicked.
I mean, honestly, I don't know about the main event setting fight of the decade. I think we might have another fast one in that
one. I think it'll be.
I think within 2 rounds.
It's getting knocked out. Yeah, it's not going on. It's not going 3.
I think within 2 rounds for the main event, but this next one I definitely think.
Joanne Calderwood distance strikes 123 to 56, clinch strikes 76 to 56, control time 429 to 11 for Jessica I.
All right, let's transition to the full stats on that. Pull it up real quick. 213 total strikes landed for Calderwood. 100 and they're updating them. 189.
What the heck? They took away strikes?
They took away strikes. They went and reviewed it.
All right, here we
go
for the decision.
189 to 105. All right.
Find incredible low rates.
I don't care about your rates. We're waiting for them to announce the decisions and stop talking about their sponsors.
Guaranteed down rate. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting decision, guys. Let's go. Here's Bruce. Let's go.
I'm wondering if that face mask is a sponsor. She wore it to the weigh-ins, too.
Interesting. 29-28, Joanne Calderwood.
Woo!
So that gives me plus 25, baby. Let's go.
Told you guys that was probably the smart one, but I wanted to believe she'd get the knockout.
What a fight, though. What a fight. I am super impressed with both of these girls coming out here, putting on this type of fight on the main card, on a big pay-per-view, big time. This is a Conor McGregor pay-per-view. It does not get bigger than this in the UFC.
And they just potentially put on the best fight on the card.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So right now I am 35 points ahead of you before I refresh this. Now let's refresh this now. Oh, of course,
you're down for maintenance.
That's because there's so many more people doing this one than usual.
Probably. Their servers are probably really stressed with. We got over 4,000 people.
All right, so, it looks like Emery Slayer stays in first place.
You're 10 points ahead of me now.
Oh, my God. Or Squirt General stays in first place. Emery Slayer stays in second place. Lucas Ross is in third, tied with Liam Perez, both at 440.
Emery's been ahead of me by 40 points this entire damn card.
I'm in fifth. And this one right here, though, I could potentially make up some good points here on Skylar here.
This is going to be an interesting. What did Emery pick for this one?
This is the one right here where I can make up because I got Michael Chandler.
I think he's got Hooker by knockout. And I thought I picked Hooker by knockout too, but I'm pretty sure I have him by decision.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Emery Slayer has Hooker by knockout round 1. So if it goes to a decision, I can make up 25 on Emery, and he'll only be 15 ahead of me at that point. Going into the main event where I have McGregor knockout round 2, and I think he also has McGregor knockout round 2.
This is super tight.
I don't think I can pass Emery.
This is super tight. This is super tight. Joe, bad mofo Jojo.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision. Good decision. Either girl could have taken that decision, in my opinion, and it would have been a good decision. It was that close of a fight.
Oh, yeah.
We both have McGregor knockout round 2, which means I cannot pass Emery So I need to make up points on this one because it is a 3 card challenge. I can make up 25 points is all I can do and be down by 15 going into the next card.
Yep.
So that's what I need to do.
All right. Well,
Let's get that decision, Hooker. I'm not rooting for a knockout.
come on, Michael Chandler. I got this Michael Chandler right now. So Michael Chandler, longtime Bellator champion. Let me pull up his stats real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up here, and I'll show you guys. I think the difference ultimately comes down to the level of competition as far as Mike Chandler fighting a championship, fighting championship rounds against nothing but the best that Bellator can throw at them for a long time, and the fact that he did lose one time to Brett Premise, and he came back to avenge that loss and actually do a better job in that fight. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, though, you want to be better in the rematch than you are in the first one. You would like to win the first one, but if you're going to have a rematch, be better in it. Ooh, UFC February 27th, they're talking about UFC Fight Night. Dominic Reyes versus Yuri Prochazka. We're Prochazka fans in this house. We like Prochazka. February 20th, you got Blades versus Lewis. We got February 13th, Usman versus Burns. And then February 6th, we got UFC Fight Night, Overeem versus Volkov. That should be a fun one. We got a good month coming up here in February for fights. This should be a really good month. And to end it with Yuri Prochazka versus Dominic Reyes should be great. Looks like going into March 6th, we got Jan Blachowicz versus Israel Adesanya, looking to become a double champ. We got Amanda Nunes versus Anderson. And then we got Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. And then ending it, March 27th, Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega for the UFC 145-pound title. So we got a good couple of months coming up here. We have some really, really exciting fights coming up. Potential for a double champ. We have the GOAT for women's MMA coming up. Aljamain Sterling looks like he could potentially be a champion if he can get past Yan.
Well, I mean, if he gets past Jan, he will be the champion.
Yeah, he will be.
So,
but I don't know if he can. But he's looked like a monster lately.
He's been a monster. He can get past Jan. If he gets this thing on the ground, I'll pick Aljamain. If he gets it on the ground, he wins.
My thing was the Marlon Moraes fight.
So,
my thing goes back to the Moraes fight. Aljo lost to Moraes. And
Moraes has been phenomenal. Moraes got knocked
just
out
got
by.
He just got.
Yeah, but he was up until then. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah. Moraes got passed over.
Everybody can get clipped.
Well, the whole thing was so frustrating because Moraes got passed over because of the COVID situation. Yeah. And then the fight got scrapped anyways because they went with the you can grab it. But they went with the Aljamain Sterling because Moraes couldn't fight. And then the fight never happened anyway. Yeah. Nothing ever happened. So then they just skipped over Moraes, and Moraes ended up getting starched in his last fight. So it's like, all right, Aljo is definitely the number one, and he's a bad dude.
Dude, Aljo has looked fantastic.
He is a bad dude. Before you came back in, I was going to pull up Michael Chandler's record and talk about how long he's been fighting championship fights.
Been a long time over there in Bellator.
Yep, a long time over there in Bellator. I just don't know how long. Because Eddie Alvarez. So back in 2011,
when he beat Alvarez for the title.
Yep, that's when he beat him. So he's been fighting at the top level for Bellator for a decade.
Yeah. Now
it's a little bit
some
different.
of these guys are not top level, but I mean
for Bellator.
Yeah.
He's been the top level for Bellator.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't put Rick Hahn, David Rickles, Akira Gono.
No, and you also have to look at the time, though. Gono at the time was definitely a bigger guy for 2011.
Yeah, I mean, they were undefeated, but...
So, I mean, well, Gono wasn't when they fought, but he's been around for a long time.
He lost to Will Brooks, man. That's wild. I thought when Will Brooks came over to UFC, he was going to do big things.
Yeah, Will Brooks, he beat local guy Dave Jansen, and he said you should change your name to Good Will Brooks instead of Ill Will Brooks, because you're good. Yeah. That's what Dave Jansen said.
Yeah, I mean, Will Brooks, what happened to that guy, man? What the heck?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you just don't look good. But he did beat Derek Campos.
No, I just mean, like, what happened to him? What's he been doing lately? Where's he at? Let's find out. I'm gonna look up Will Brooks because that's a name. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Ew, Will Brooks. He's 20-5 in MMA, and he's at Battlefield FC for his last fight, and he lost to Gleason Tebow.
Yeah, so
Gleason Tebow, arguably, if you
2016.
ignore the judges' scorecards, if you look up just the stats and you actually watch the fight,
yeah, so he got released
Gleason
from the
Tebow
UFC in
arguably
2018.
beat Khabib. Yeah, he did.
Arguably. Went to the PFL after that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then post PFL, he was expected to face Abel Trujillo in 2019. Abel Trujillo right now is sitting in jail, isn't he?
Yep.
For some crazy stuff. He'll probably end up dead soon.
Well, hopefully. I mean, well,
I don't know.
not hopefully.
I don't know about hopefully, but I mean, we know what happens.
The bottom line is when you they don't like people who touch minors.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that and move on from it.
I don't even remember what he had. Or was it just child porn? Is that what he had?
Well, no, it was they had the messages, conversations, wanted to go pick up a girl from high school, or he did go to pick up a girl from a high school or some shit like that.
Yeah, so he replaced Gleason Tebow. Let's see. Brooks was expected to face Abel Trujillo, but Trujillo was withdrawn and was replaced by Gleason Tebow. That's the one he lost. First round submission and hasn't fought since then.
Yep.
News surfaced that he signed with Aries FC in 2020. So he's with Aries FC now, but has not fought. Interesting.
Well, it's been pandemic, so it's kind of hard to fight.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of these shows.
If you're not a bigger company like UFC.
One of the things that I do like that Dana White and the UFC have been trying to do is they've been actively trying to pull more shows onto Fight Pass to make sure that they can keep these guys fighting and give them opportunities.
Yeah, what was that fight? They tried to make it happen in the UFC, couldn't make it happen. One of the guys got COVID or his corner got COVID or something, so they just moved it a couple weeks later and put it on the one of the WFC cards. Is that what it was?
WFC?
Yeah, wasn't it WFC?
Well, I know that they did that with Cage Warriors.
Or maybe it was Cage. Yeah, Cage Warriors.
But that was a little while ago. That was towards the beginning of the pandemic.
CWFC.
Yeah, but that was more towards the beginning of the pandemic. But they have been doing that, and then they've signed more. Like the last meeting one of the meetings that he had with Khabib was about getting Khabib's promotion on Fight Pass.
Yeah. I gotta say something about this whole Khabib thing, guys. Right now, I see a lot of you guys on Facebook talking about Dana needs to leave Khabib alone. Khabib is officially retired. He's made his decision, and he needs to just leave him alone. Let me tell you this right now. Khabib can vacate the title anytime he wants to. He doesn't have to hold his belt. He doesn't have to wait to be stripped. He can vacate. Khabib can leave USADA testing anytime he wants to. He hasn't done that yet, guys. Khabib is playing a numbers game with Dana White right now. That's exactly what's going on. When that number's met, you'll hear an announcement that he's fighting again.
I mean, I don't know.
It'll be Conor or GSP, but that's it.
I don't know. I think that, you and I have talked a little bit about this, but, I think the meetings have had different meetings or meanings to Dana White. I think Dana White's went into these meetings wanting something differently.
He wants Khabib to fight. That's what his meetings are about. That's what he tells the fans and everybody.
That's exactly what it's about. And
Khabib.
Khabib is, I don't think he's really as much interested in that. Like he said, he's got his sheep. He transitioned.
But he's got his thing. So what I think's going on, you know how Conor, he retired, right?
Yeah.
Then he wouldn't come back unless they made Proper 12 the official whiskey of the UFC.
Yeah.
Khabib, he ain't going to come back until they choose Khabib's organization as sort of a feeder organization. He's trying to get these deals it's all a business game. He's leveraging it.
I think that what happened, I think it's different than that because he did try to retire. And Dana White said, don't retire. Don't do it. Dana White's on TV admitting this, that he told him, don't retire, don't make any
That's
rash decisions.
what I'm saying. He hasn't technically retired.
Don't do any of that stuff. Give yourself time. So he's like, we'll meet later. They met later. It didn't turn out to be the meeting that he wanted. It turned out that, they're working on getting Khabib's show on Fight Pass. They met later again. And that just so happened to be this time they filmed the Looking for a Fight series on it. And really, what it came down to is Khabib was, again, trying to get another fighter into the UFC. Mm-hmm. They spent time at the Abu Dhabi show out there, and Khabib's fighter was the one that the UFC was looking at, ended up losing that fight. But that was the most recent meeting they had, and Dana White made himself look like a fool.
Well, now they're meeting again in Vegas.
telling people, "Oh, we're gonna meet and talk. We're meeting
and
talk, and we're gonna have
the
an
whole
announcement."
thing, and we sat here. We actually even paused for the announcement, and it was just, well, Khabib said if somebody looks good, he'll come back.
Yeah,
Like what?
and
Come
it's
on,
just
that was
like
dumb.
but then you heard Conor though at the press conference. He's like, Khabib didn't say that. Dana White said that. Conor McGregor said it himself. He's like, Khabib didn't say that. That's Dana White talking.
Yeah.
And nobody knows better than Conor McGregor that Dana White will put words in your mouth.
Oh, for
Dana
sure.
White's been doing that to him for a long
For
time.
sure. That's what I said, and
That's the reason Dana White got mad
But
at him for the
that's-
man code shit when he released the stuff.
that's totally why I think that this is all negotiation tactics by Khabib. Tactics. Nobody is forcing him to
You're
hold
holding
his
the flag
title.
backward, dude.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Well, he doesn't know it.
It's completely backwards. Jesus Christ, come on, guy. But nobody's forcing him to hold the title. Nobody's really forcing him. People say Dana's forcing him. No. If Khabib wanted to, at any time, Khabib could be like, I'm done with this, Dana. I don't care what you say. I'm retired. But
Yeah.
he's using it to try to leverage the UFC.
Oh, I definitely think he's trying to leverage the UFC. He's trying to use his name to leverage the
That's
UFC.
why he hasn't vacated. That's why
to
he's
get
not
people in
technically
there.
retired.
But
he
did say that he wanted the UFC to put the belt on the line in this fight coming up tonight.
Well, yeah, he said he
So-
thinks it should be for the title, but he never relinquished the
So
title either.
who's really blessed? Is Michael Chandler blessed, or is Max Holloway blessed? They both have
Max Holloway.
his little blessed tattoo. I would never do a blessed tattoo.
All I know is if Max Holloway comes up to 155, he's already got beat by Dustin Poirier. He got messed up by Dustin Poirier at 155 pounds. Went straight back down to 145. If Max comes up to 155, I don't think we see the same Max that we've seen at 145.
Yeah, I mean Dustin Poirier is a tough test
These
to jump
guys,
into, though.
It's tough.
He's a
but
tough test.
Poirier was a 145er.
So-
Connor starched him. Connor out wrestled Max at 145, which is the
But-
crazy thing.
Poirier and
Coming
his
to
camp and
155 now.
everybody's and his record shows that he's done better once he moved up to 55.
Yeah, he's done great since he
so
moved up to 155.
that how much does that weight cut really affect the outcome of the fight?
Well, wasn't Max Holloway actually he was supposed to fight Khabib at one point?
it was
but
a short notice.
Short notice, but
Yeah.
he couldn't cut to 155 in time.
He was
couldn't
deemed
cut
too heavy.
to
He
155.
was deemed too heavy.
That's
to
crazy
cut.
for a
Yeah.
guy that fights at 145
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
That's 10 less pounds that he's got to cut, and he couldn't even make that.
Mhm.
So
On a
how
short notice
big
fight.
really is Max?
Yeah. Or how safe for the commission's play.
Big Better
It
is
just depends.
backing Dan Hooker with a $5,000 money line bet if he wins. The bet pays out $8,750.
Jeez.
You bet 5,000 only to win 3,750?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Although speaking of betting and big money, it's not really a bet. We had the Mega Millions and the Powerball recently were up to huge numbers here in the U.S. Mega Millions got up to $1 billion.
I heard.
They
I
had the
didn't buy a
drawing
ticket.
yesterday. A single person, I don't know if it's a single person, maybe a group went in, but there was a single card that won the $1 billion.
Isn't that crazy?
A single card.
Isn't it crazy that my wife's dad won the lottery?
Your wife's dad hit too? I feel like you've told me that before.
Yeah.
I probably just forgot it.
The fucking day he retired from work.
You know what's funny is a lot of
Remember-
rich people are the ones winning lotteries.
So my wife's dad, the day he retired from work, won the lottery. Him and a group of guys from work went out. They bought a lottery ticket. They're going to celebrate. They had to split it like 10 ways when they actually cashed in. And that was right after, I think that was between, that was either right after 2007 or the summer of 2007 or 2006, because they went on a whole European cruise for about a month. Like the
and
whole
then
family.
The Powerball was up to $750 million, and a single card
That's insane.
won that $750 million too.
Yeah, that's insane.
I probably dropped about I think I dropped maybe $40. I don't put too much in it, but I'm like, you know what? If people say, oh, there's no point playing, you're never going to win, the odds are too low. Guess what? My odds are 100% greater than yours if you don't play and I do. That's my argument, you know? Even
Yeah.
if I pick one card, it's not going to cost me much. Like, what's $2 a play, really?
I mean, every once in a while when it gets big, I'll jump in on it. I used to play a little bit when I was younger. And
Yeah, when it gets big. I don't do it when it's small.
I mean, I could stay to this date. I've won more money off of the
Scratches?
lottery than I have lost.
Hey, they took
So-
that dang Keno away from us when we were winning all that money.
Bro, dude, that was crazy because we were killing it.
You and I were killing that
I
machine,
was
man.
killing it.
They took that away quick. Mm-hmm. And we weren't gaming it or nothing. We just got super lucky.
Just super lucky. It was awesome. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Michael Chandler finally making his UFC debut. He's the underdog.
He is the underdog.
According to a lot of people. I feel like he shouldn't be, but maybe I'm just crazy.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just the not UFC experience that people are taking into it.
My son has that exact same thing in the middle of his chest that Chandler has when he breathes in, where he's got that, like,
xiphoid process?
Yeah, whatever that is right there in the middle.
Some people's it sticks out. Some people it's indented. Some people...
I think his is indented.
Some people's it sticks out, and then it can actually get broken and collapse in. It's called the xiphoid process. It's an X...
But here we go. Dan Hooker, 6 feet tall, 156 pounds, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand. He's a beast. Isn't his flag backwards, too? What are these guys doing, man?
Yep. Well, they're looking at it from their view.
I know. But you gotta mirror that stuff about the TV.
Mirror that stuff.
I feel like as a corner, you should be conscious of what people are looking at, right?
Yeah.
Not what you're looking at, what the people are looking at.
I mean, they're not thinking about it.
There's Mark Goddard.
They're more worried about their dude in the cage right now.
Yeah.
You know, I would be more worried about the
Referee
dude in the cage,
Mark
too.
Goddard. Here we go. Look at Chandler. He's focused.
Welcome to the UFC, Mike Chandler.
Pressure, who's the pressure on? Is it on Hooker to beat the Bellator guy, or is it on the Bellator guy to come in and get a win in the UFC?
I don't know, but you know what?
Look at the size difference.
I love those Auckland City boxing dudes. And, Hooker's another one of those Auckland City dudes. But this is a real good fight for Mike Chandler.
Hooker throws a leg kick, it lands, but Chandler catches it.
This is a real good test for Mike Chandler to see where he fits in with the top guys in the UFC.
Absolutely. It's a very tough fight. This is not an easy fight for either guy.
Chandler's like, stop backing, stop circling.
Yeah, he's going to circle away, and Chandler might get frustrated with it, but you know what? He's not running. He's circling.
So what if he decides he's going to play? What if Chandler decides he's going to plant his feet like Yoel Romero,
just stand there
and try to get Hooker to come in?
I feel like if you stand in the same spot for more than a second, like if you're just standing there, you lose the round. I don't care. Like
if you're just standing there waiting for the other person to do something.
If you stand literally flat-footed and you cover it up and don't do nothing for a good minute, you lost. Yeah. I don't care. You're done.
So right now we got Chandler controlling the center mostly, and Dan Hooker kind of circling.
And throwing leg kicks.
They're throwing a little bit of shots out there. Not a ton right now.
Yeah.
I
Hooker's just going straight for those legs. He just keeps throwing leg kicks.
Hooker's got a huge range and
Chandler throws a body shot.
Or height advantage. I don't know about size advantage.
Yeah, he's 4 inches taller, 5'8" to 6 feet.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I say size, look at the size of the shoulders and the chest and the body of Michael Chandler to Hooker.
Thick, dude.
Hooker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if he has a size advantage. He's definitely got a height advantage.
He's got the height and reach.
He doesn't have the leg advantage, though. You look at the
Chandler
size
comes in, throws a hook, kind of lands to the shoulder there of Hooker. Hooker really hasn't thrown much, though, outside of those kicks. He's snapped a couple jabs out there.
Is Hooker hesitant about the takedown?
I think he's just worried about power. I think that's what's worrying him, which is really weird.
Well, Chandler does knock people out.
There's a good punch to the body from Chandler. Lands a right hand.
Power. But Chandler can't get too confident in that,
There's a body kick from Chandler, pushes Hooker up against the cage.
So, come on.
This is a weird Dan Hooker, dude. We've seen him fight some animals, and he's really more hesitant in this fight than anything. He's going for that leg kick. I wonder if he's trying to go for Brent Primus, because look at that left knee.
It's getting red.
That's already red. He's been throwing a lot of leg kicks.
Oh!
Chandler landed. Chandler landed a right and dropped him.
That's it.
He's going to stop. It's done. Wow, Michael Chandler with the round 1 knockout. Don't let him stand up. Mark, come on, man.
Yes.
Dude, Mark let him eat about 30 shots. Chandler throws a big looping overhand right.
I fucking told you guys.
He fought so scared. It was a different Hooker.
I'm glad I put money on that one.
That's so weird. I don't know what the hell Hooker did in that fight. He was so scared the whole time.
Yeah, that was not normal Dan Hooker. I will say that is not Dan Hooker.
When have you ever seen Dan Hooker scared?
Yeah.
I wonder if the pressure to beat the Bellator guy got to him.
Well, you know the other thing, you don't want to be the guy to travel.
Lose. They do.
Jim stories travel.
That's so true.
He may have heard some Jim stories. You know?
Something. That's just really, really weird. Props to Chandler coming out there. The pressure did not faze him at all. He went right for it.
I knew it.
But Hooker, it looked like the pressure got to him. He was so hesitant.
Hooker looked really weird. I'm not going to deny
but that. But he was working that leg. The leg is still purple. I mean, look at that. He was working the leg. but he looked scared to like engage with Chandler. And I think this is really what did it for him. Going backwards. Look at Chandler comes there, goes over the hand with a left hook, flattened him. Boom. And a right to follow up. Boom, 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 boom.
I called that, man.
Damn. And you didn't even see Poirier do that to him. You ain't seen nobody do that to him like that, dude. Jesus.
All right. I want to see how that adjusts our rankings, because that should definitely screw things up a little bit for people.
It's going to put you up closer to the top because you're going to
All right,
up
so
some points.
Skyler, Squirt General, stays in first place with 8 correct picks. He's having a hell of a night, 550 total points. Lucas Ross, 505 points so far right now. And then me with 475 points. Everybody in the group really is doing pretty good if you're looking at the top 11 up.
Yeah.
Sorry, anybody below the top 11 tonight, but I mean, the top 11 up are doing pretty good. It's an 11-fight card right now. We've gone through 10 fights. If you're at 6 or more fights, you're at 60% or better. And if you typically, in MMA, if you're picking straight favorites, 60% is going to be your average on your winning if you're gambling straight favorites. So that's, I would say you're doing good if you're at 60%
that's Hooker's
right now.
second knockout loss. The first one was a 3-round war with Edson Barboza, in which he knocked him out with, I believe it was a kick to the body.
And Barboza is
and he's got fantastic kick. And he struck him with 3 rounds.
Barboza's
that was a fun fight.
Savage too.
That was a fun fight.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane that he fought this scared. It's just really weird, man. I don't know if it's scared. I don't know if he was hurt. I don't know if it was the pressure. But that was not the same Dan Hooker that we have grown to know in the UFC.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And you know what? I got to give it to Chandler, though. The pressure did not get to him at all. He came in. He came right for Hooker right away.
He did exactly what he said he was going to do, too.
He came right at him, didn't back down, went straight forward for it, and went for the finish, baby.
I can't wait to watch this once we're off the air. I'm going to go back and watch what he has to say. I'm so excited for him because he has waited a long time.
Here we are.
For
Let's
this
get
chance.
the title shot soon. I really wish that they would do a 6-fight tournament, or a 6-fighter tournament or something like that. Maybe 8 fights.
Well, I
guess.
feel like
I don't know,
anytime a belt is vacated, there should be a tournament for the belt.
That's the problem. They haven't vacated yet, so they can't officially say.
No, but you look at 205.
Yeah.
They automatically went Reyes versus Hoes.
Yeah.
Blachowicz.
Well, Blachowicz finished that one.
He did finish it. But, what would have built that title up so more would have been a tournament.
I love it.
You take top 5 plus, you throw 1, you take top 5 guaranteed in. Your top 5 rank guaranteed in. Maybe you do a wild card situation where somebody fights for a wild card spot. And then they fight to actually get into the tournament. Do something like that, and you've got yourself locked up for a couple of months with good fights, seeking towards a.
That's why I like the PFL format, man. You get these guys come out there, they get paid it's a small amount per fight, so they're still getting paid for the wins and losses. But there's $1 million on the line if you win. So these guys come out to fight to win.
Yep.
Because it's all point based too. A decision is less points than a finish.
Yep.
So I like the way they do that in the PFL. Michael Chandler, man.
Mike Chandler, baby. Nice job.
Congratulations, man. Knockout finish over Dan Hooker, man.
Hell yeah.
Girls still got that fight of the night.
Yep. And this was the one that I thought could potentially break it.
Now, I got to say, what do we got? So far, fight of the night, Joanne Calderwood versus Jessica.
Yep.
Performance of the night, though.
Well,
Muradov or
okay, so Muradov didn't finish his fight, but
it was a great performance.
He had a fantastic performance.
But that went split, didn't it?
I
think that was the one that split because somebody gave it to Lentz.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, Evloev had a fantastic performance.
So he won't get it, though. He won't get a bonus.
You're going to get fight of the night so far is going to go to the girls, and Calderwood. You had a couple good knockouts, though. You had a couple good finishes.
I mean, the first 3 fights ended with decisions, and they weren't fight of the nights.
No, go. You got to get.
So,
to the main card.
You got Juliana Pena there. Did get that submission.
That was late, and that's a performance of the night one.
That was 1-1 going into the third.
Yeah, especially after losing that first round, in my opinion.
So decision from Tavares and
the undercard was mostly decisions.
Sarukian decision. Card. I mean, none of those are performance.
Oh, but you got Rodriguez
with her knockout of Ribas, and that was a fantastic knock. She's got to be up for the performance bonus.
And so does he.
Muradov's got to be up for performance bonus. and Chandler's got to be up for a performance bonus. So one of them might get screwed out of a bonus. Two of them might get screwed out depending on what happens in the main event.
Though, but we all know that those bonuses aren't the only thing that get passed out in that back room.
Dana gives out a little bit of under-the-table cash there. I mean,
yeah, DC talks about it like it's pretty good.
Little tax-free bonuses there.
Yeah, well, if they're giving cash and
it's
not a check.
Off the books. Hey.
If they're giving cash and not a check, but, DC's talked about people are getting checks.
Maybe.
So if they're getting checks, they're getting taxed for it.
They got to deposit that.
Yeah. try going to the local store.
So Dustin Poirier has the 7th most performance bonuses in the UFC. Coming up against bald Conor McGregor.
I like that. Do you know why I like that? Because when he was in Cage Warriors, when he was hungry to get to the UFC, he was bald Conor McGregor. Yeah. When he was really hungry, this is the person he was. And I don't think anybody's really talked about that.
No.
But
there was somebody that mentioned, we got bald. I think it was DC actually, he was talking about it. But bald Conor McGregor, dude. We got bald Connie coming in.
I love the humbleness that I've seen from Conor McGregor. And he did one of the best things for Dustin Poirier, not even talking about his donation that he's making, but Dustin Poirier let a big slip up happen on the in the press conference. And they're talking about how Conor McGregor's got all this stuff. You've never fought in front of this many people. You've never sold all these pay-per-views and stuff like that. He's got all these businesses. What do you have going for you? And he's like, Dustin Poirier basically talks about, I train every day to fight. I'm coming out here. I'm not worried about what he's got. And then Conor goes, but wait a second. You got your hot sauce. I just want to interject.
Hot sauce.
You got your hot sauce, man. You got
that Louisiana hot sauce, baby.
Yeah. So for me, that was cool because Conor McGregor was like,
he's selling it for him.
He was
DP
like, wait
missed
a second.
selling opportunity.
Well, that's exactly it. He was like, you missed the shot. But this is the problem. A lot of people in these interviews,
they don't understand.
They don't think about it like that.
They don't understand that they don't have that business mind that Conor has. That's why Conor's been able to sell as many pay-per-views as he has. Yeah. He's a seller. He's not. People, Conor's this, Conor's this. And he's got some problems outside the cage, yes. But most of what he does for the promotions is all fake. It's just build-up.
I've grown to respect Conor McGregor a lot more post his championship run than I did like him going into his championship. I wasn't a big fan of his going into that championship run anyway.
I've always been a fan of Conor because he's from Ireland.
You have been, and I haven't always been, though.
I've always been a fan because he's from Ireland. That's like the only reason why I watch this guy. I'm like, Jake, this guy's from Ireland, dude.
I was a much bigger Habib fan. Now,
as soon as he made that pocket watch comment where he said, 3 people died making this pocket watch, I was a fan. As soon as he said that, I'm like, dude, this guy's
I'm just
legit.
saying now I'm more of a fan of McGregor because I hate Habib fans. They are the worst fans in the world. I thought Conor McGregor fans are terrible. They're horrible. They're bad.
Like LeBron stands,
they're bad.
Bro.
Those McGregor fans are pretty bad that are diehard fans, but those Habib fans are just blind.
I just want to get to this fight, man. We got to stop showing this damn build-up because it's been enough time.
Yeah, they've seen it.
I mean, we're looking, it's only 9:16 p.m. here, so we're probably looking at another 14 minutes worth of build-up.
Yeah.
They're not going to start this fight till 9:30.
No, well, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a great night of fights so far.
Yeah.
I've been excited about everything going on. I finally actually just started working again, so
it only took for Joe Biden being inaugurated for everybody to open up.
I know, right? It's not like anybody predicted that.
Wasn't political at all.
To be honest though, regardless of all the bullshit that's going on, regardless of my personal feelings of Joe Biden, I love this country and I want to see this country succeed.
I want to see all the small businesses get saved instead of big.
I mean, I don't like the choices that Biden's made so far, but ultimately I hope his 4-year run is successful. I hope he lasts 4 years because I definitely don't want Kamala Harris to step in and take presidency. But I want McGregor.
We just want the country to succeed.
I want Biden to do well because I want everybody in this country to do well.
But he's already pissed off some of the nicest people in the world, bro. How are you going to piss off Canadian? I think Skyler posted on his Facebook. He said, how are you going to piss off the nicest people in the world on your first day?
Yeah, I mean, his first day, in my opinion, was nothing but...
it's a failure.
I mean, it was a
Keystone
joke.
Pipeline, canceling that. I mean, you got to look at things really
That's a
before
lot of jobs.
Jobs. Canada's pissed now.
Yep.
Bro, they're talking about splitting Canada into 2 right now. I've seen some crazy shit. But let's get off the political stuff, man.
No, yeah, I don't know how we even got on it, but
I don't remember. But all I know is We got Conor versus DP coming up. We got to sit here and we got to figure out something to talk about for the next 13 minutes because you know they ain't going to start this damn thing until 9:30.
Yeah, not till 9:30, especially with the fight card starting at 7.
Let's talk about that first fight. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier in 1.
Mm-hmm.
Happened at 145 pounds.
So 145. McGregor
it
comes
was
out
what, 5
looking,
years ago?
You know, well, it was his third fight. I think it was his third fight. Or
He
was
fought
it his
Max
second?
in his second.
Yeah, he fought Max in his second, and I think he fought DP in his third because he fought Marcus Brimage in his debut.
He fought Brimage in the first.
And then he fought Diego Brandao in Ireland when they did that one. So I think it was his third fight. Well, we'll pull it. Why are we sitting here trying to figure this shit out when we could just pull this stuff up?
But either way, I mean, let's get to the point here. Conor was young. DP was young. Everyone keeps talking about, DP was a different fighter back then. So was Conor. Both guys were young in the UFC at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're coming up now, and we got a whole new fighter going in. Both guys.
Well, you know, and the cool
I will
thing
say
is,
I like 155 DP a lot more than 145 DP.
I definitely like 155.
He's been a different beast.
I definitely like 155 DP better. But, I mean, all right, so McGregor and DP, let's see.
Are they walking out now?
Let's see.
We finally starting this? Starting to walk out anyway.
So he was the fourth one. Diego Brandao was the third.
Poirier.
Yeah, so let me show you guys what we're looking at real quick. It's the same page that we're on that
Connor's
we do all,
coming
of,
out,
all of our
baby. Let's
competing
go.
on. So once again, if you're not in our group, join us. Tapology.com/group/434. All the picks have to be locked in before the
card starts. Before the very first fight. Before the
first fight. All your picks got to be in and locked. We compete every day. We constantly update and announce who is where in the placings. Like right now, I'm in third place.
Conor looks like a created fighter.
What?
He looks like a created fighter.
Oh, from like the games?
From the game, yeah.
Anyway, let's finish up this part real quick. So tapology.com/group/434. The link is pinned in the chat. So if you want to click on that, we will approve you. The website doesn't allow you to automatically join the group. We want it to be set up so that you're automatically approved. So don't think that you're not in the group or whatever. We're going to get a message. We're still going to get a message, and we'll still approve it. It might take some time, maybe a day or two or whatever, but make your picks. Yeah. Be ready.
The way Tapology works is whenever you make your picks, no matter how many groups you're in, those are your picks. So they'll be spread out through all the groups. So you can join our group, you can join other groups, but we're trying to grow this group, man. We're trying to grow the Crushing Cans podcast group. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to be the biggest group on Tapology. We want to be the biggest group on the web. Really, I mean, that's what we're doing. We're trying to create a community of people who love fights, who love beer, and we're just picking our fights, man.
And we want a super competitive.
It's
group.
Been pretty competitive of late, man. We've had different winners every week. I don't know that anybody's won back-to-back weeks yet. We've had different winners, I feel like, every week. Mm-hmm. You know, I've won multiple times. You've won twice, I think.
Actually, I've only won once. Remember, you looked back at it. I only won once.
Was it only once? I could have sworn you won twice.
I got like 6 or 7 second-place finishes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got a whole lot of second-place finishes. But, you know...
I've only taken last place once. I can raise my hand to that. That's been awesome.
I think I've taken last twice. That might be what you're thinking of.
That was bullshit.
I think I've taken last twice.
Dude, that card went completely backwards the way it was supposed to go. It was supposed to go how I said it was going to go.
He picked straight favorites that time.
But we got Conor in the case.
Dude, I probably won.
Actually, I think that was the night that I picked a lot of underdogs. Or no, I did pick favorites, but a lot of underdogs won. I think that was the night that Valiev lost.
Oh, yeah, when he was dominating.
Won the first round and then got knocked out by Jones in the second round.
So he's talking Trevin Jones from Guam.
Trevin Jones. The other chick lost. She was a minus 800 favorite, and she got beat.
Yep.
I think that was Sarge, wasn't it, that beat her?
Yeah, it was Sarge. Well, was it Sarge that beat her?
Was it Sarge? I feel like it was Sarge.
I don't know, but I can't pick a Sajara Eubanks fight to save my life.
Neither can I. It drives me out of my mind. Although I think I picked against her last time and she lost.
You know who else I can't pick is a women's pioneer for a long time. She speaks Chinese or Japanese.
You're not talking about Roxy, are you?
Yeah, I can't pick her fights to save my life.
Because, dude, Roxy, I picked her right almost. Well, actually, I picked her last time and I lost, damn it. She got beat up in that last fight. It was sad, but she's like 40 years old, man. Roxanne Modafferi, for those that don't know who Roxy is.
Yeah, I need to pull it up. The Happy
Are
Warrior.
you going to show this on here? Show that on the group?
So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to full screen it, so it's going to take up the whole page real quick. But if you look over here where it shows the 3 X's.
How old is she? Is she 40?
I don't know, but look. These are my last 3 picks
three
for
were
her.
all losses.
I
You're
can't-
0-3 picking her. And
Yeah.
that's just since June.
That's since we started doing our
Yeah.
things together.
I think our very first card was in June. It might have been
But
May 31st.
This goes back
June
to
1st.
even my picking on UFC.com days. I've had a hard time picking Roxanne Modafferi forever. Because
She's
sometimes
so inconsistent, man.
she's very inconsistent, and she's a pioneer. She has all the skills.
She looks fantastic
do great
sometimes,
things.
and then sometimes she'll just be like, wow, she's out of her league, dude.
You wonder why she's in the UFC sometimes.
I'm going to be right back because
All
I
right,
want to make
what
sure.
What did you want me to look up real quick? How old she was?
Yeah.
She's
how-
38 years old.
38. I said she was almost 48.
Yeah,
she's 40 almost.
she's close to 40.
So,
she's up there right now.
But I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick before this
run.
damn thing gets started because I
Run.
ain't trying to miss
So,
this.
yeah, I mean, think about it like, we have another woman that fought that was actually older than her today, and that was Sarah Mcmahon, who's 40 right now. So sometimes age is a bigger factor for some people, and sometimes it's not. Roxanne Modafferi, I think that overall her skill level is not quite at the level of the other girls that are competing today, but she has some fantastic skills on the ground that allow her to get away with competing with some of these other girls that I think are a little bit better overall. So right now we got Dustin Poirier about to enter the cage. I'm excited about this fight, but to be honest, you guys, if you want my honest opinion about this right now, I don't think it's going to go very long. I gave it round 2. I picked round 2 for the finish, but I went back, and Dustin Poirier is a monster. He's phenomenal. But I went back and watched the Dan Hooker fight again, and, he struggled a little bit early on against Dan Hooker in the first couple of rounds. He still throws loopy punches. When he comes with his jab, he throws this jab where his elbow pops up and out, and he starts pushing it in. Conor McGregor is more straight precision striking down the middle. The one thing that McGregor does a little bit that I don't like is he pulls his elbow back a little bit more, but it allows him to get more power. But he's faster. I think he's straighter. I think Poirier is slower, and he's a little bit more loopy. And, he's not really known for moving his head a lot. So I think that he's going to get hit a lot, just like he got hit by Dan Hooker a lot early on. And I think that McGregor finishes him within 2. I picked round 2, but I wouldn't be surprised in 1. I will be surprised if it goes past 2, and I will be
picked
happy.
round 1.
No, I picked
me and
round
Emery
2.
picked round 2. I know that.
I picked round 2.
But
I said that I think
you
he
get
finishes it within 2.
precision, timing, speed, and power all go with Conor.
Yeah, precision, speed, timing, yeah, they all do. But it's also about the technical striking. McGregor's straighter. He goes straight. Now, if you watch when they're both 32, that's funny.
He's
Both
going to throw a lot of kicks.
Both 5'9", 156 pound for Dustin Poirier. But Conor McGregor made a point to weigh in at championship weight.
He does that all the time.
And he said it. He said it when he was out there. Championship weight, baby.
does-
I make championship
Pay
weight.
attention to all his weigh-ins. He does the same thing every time. Even when it's not a title fight, he'll tell you championship weight. Oh, whoa. Dude, don't grab it. You messed me up, damn it.
I tried to pull it for you, and you tried to grab it too.
I kept trying to grab it away, damn it. You got a towel or something here?
Probably not in here, but your laptop's sitting sideways.
Here, give me that in the bag. In that bag, bro.
There's nothing in that bag.
There's paper. There's
Yeah.
these.
Give me the Jack in the Box before this.
Yeah. There we go.
I just turned your laptop sideways so it wouldn't run into your keyboard.
We're good. We're Gucci gang. There we go.
We knock over a beer. It happens.
Yeah. I was trying to grab it, and then Jake's hand got in the damn way. He was trying to grab it.
So what I like
I'm
about
sloppy.
McGregor right now, and I'm kind of curious about, is the shaved head. What that reminds me of is when he came early into the, or not necessarily when he came early into the UFC, but when he was working his way into the UFC.
Cage Warriors.
And he was really hungry. Cage Warriors time. And when he sought the double championship there. Because you think that double champ vision, it started before getting to the UFC. And then when he got to the UFC, he said, I will be a double champ.
David Johnson
And he
says
knew it.
WEM. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. But, They made me forget what I was saying. Yeah, so the whole vision of the double champ thing started a long time ago for McGregor. And he sought it. He accomplished it. He accomplished it.
The double champion Cage Warriors.
Yep.
So then he wanted to do it in the UFC.
Yeah, and he said it early on in his UFC run, way before he was even champion.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a double champ.
Yep. Now I'm gonna put something in your guys' minds. I actually sent this message to Jake earlier yesterday, I believe it was. I'm not saying
We're still debating it.
It's a debate. I'm not saying that I think it's true or anything, but I'm saying what if? Is this a hypothetical? What if I were to tell you that Conor McGregor is the greatest of all time? Now, you got to listen to my reason here. I'm not saying it's true because I think John Jones is the greatest of all time. But DC brought up a good point the other day when he was in an interview about Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has transcended the sport like no one before him has. He was the first double champ. He made it so other people, if you look at this, everybody after Conor McGregor, what they want to do? They all wanted to be double champs. He was the first one to do it.
Yeah, I mean, and that ultimately defined a lot of people.
It defined the entire 2010s,
well,
if you
no,
ask me.
what I'm saying is it defined a lot of people's definition of what makes a GOAT.
Right. And then you have fighter pay, in my opinion. And DC brought this up as well. He said, Conor McGregor increased fighter pay for all fighters across the board.
Yeah, and like I told
True.
you, I don't disagree with any of the things that you're saying. My definition is not anywhere near that.
Yeah.
You know, my definition when it comes down to what I'm thinking of, the main thing that I'm thinking about is
the best fighter of all time.
The best fighter of all time, thinking competition, length of reign,
resume, everything.
You know, how many successful title defenses
Conor
they
looks
have.
taller than DP.
And how have they done, you know, with adversity, because a lot of things people skip over is adversity, and one of the things I think is really important when defining a GOAT is adversity.
I think that's been Conor's downfall is adversity. When he faces adversity, he kind of gives up a little bit, if that makes sense. Like when Nate rocked him, he dove for that leg. Nate got his back. He just gave up instantly. Khabib gets him down on the 4th round. Come on, Herb. God damn.
Dude, Herb, don't ruin another fight already.
What are you doing? He started it and then stopped it and then said,
no,
let's
wait,
go.
back up. Let's do it again.
God damn, Herb.
So round
we
one.
already have controversy with Herb Dean, and this fight didn't even start.
We're 13 seconds in.
And Conor's already landed several shots. DP getting out of the way, landing a good right hand there.
I got to see if I can move those subtitles to a different area.
It's really random because sometimes they're up top, sometimes they're on bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they move it up top when the graphics are showing on bottom, but it blocks the faces.
DP going for a takedown. He's got
and
a
he
trip.
gets a takedown.
He's got the takedown.
And he got that takedown easier than Khabib took him down.
Way easier than Khabib took him down.
But training camps are different.
Yeah, and Conor's instantly walked back to the cage. He literally, as soon as DP got that, he scooted back to the cage, got his back against the cage. Now DP's just kind of sitting there working to try to get Conor down, but Conor's going back up real quick.
I'm super impressed with Poirier right now, and I knew Poirier was going to be more wrestling heavy, and
we knew he was going to try. Everybody knew he was going to try.
For those takedowns.
But
I just didn't think he would get it like
Conor's
that.
got there. Now we're back up.
Oh, nice work though. Conor McGregor's doing a good job of changing his level. He's getting his hips low so he can't get those.
Watch these
deep
shoulder
double
shrugs.
underhooks.
Hold on. Let's see this. This cowboy Cerrone a la. There it is. There it is. He landed that hard, and DP did not like it. Damn. I said, watch the.
Oh, and
DP lands his own, and Conor lands another one. We got a battle of shoulder shrugs. What is going on? What is this? Conor with the left hook to the head. DP reverses and puts him up against cage.
DP's looking a lot stronger.
He's really strong at 155, dude.
Yeah.
But so is Conor. Conor with a knee to the body. He's holding DP's left arm pushed out and then hitting his knees.
So you got this is crazy. Number 2, Dustin Poirier. Number 4, Conor McGregor. Oh, this is crazy.
Another knee to the body for Conor.
And both are technically former champs.
DP throws a shoulder shrug, kind of hits Conor in the chest, though. Didn't really do anything. Conor with another knee. DP with a knee to the thigh. Conor with a knee to the body.
Knees. This
DP's dropping lower. He's trying to get that level change. Conor has his underhooks. He's holding DP's arm. He's got another knee to the body.
DP's trying to gas him out is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, well, that's what they said he wanted to do. They wanted to make it a war, and they wanted to see how Conor responds to a war.
Well, right now, he's just trying to sap the energy.
It's still a war.
Yeah, this is a war of positions and stuff like that, and it's a good fight. But what I'm seeing, in my opinion, is Poirier trying to, use that
Conor
wrestling
reverses
to take
it. He's got
away.
DP against the cage now. And another shoulder shrug from Conor. The thing is I think these body shots from Conor are going to pay dividends. Another one.
You know,
DP tries to throw one.
You know what my least
DP tries to throw
you know
another
what my
one.
least favorite thing about damage? When you're super white like Conor, you can get really red really easily.
Well, that's from his back being against the cage.
I know,
It's just-
that's what I'm saying.
that's an Irish problem. A lot of people got to understand what the Irish people.
But that's
man.
why I'm saying, like, for a main factor being damaged, like you look
Yeah.
at a guy like Nate Diaz, not Irish, but he bleeds.
Well,
and
his
Nick
is just
Diaz
because he gets
bleeds
beat up
easy.
all the time, so they get scar
Well,
tissue everywhere.
it's just years and years of scar tissue there.
Yeah, they get beat
But-
up. They don't care. They just
I
fight.
mean, it
they don't
doesn't.
get knocked out.
They're gonna get cut way easier than somebody
Conor
else.
with a
Ooh,
huge
good
left elbow.
Good elbow.
And we're back to the center with 1:36 left. But control time is almost equal right now against the cage. And Conor's landing the best shot so far.
Good snap right there from McGregor.
Yeah, that's a good 1-2. DP goes in, fakes a takedown.
Fakes a
DP's
takedown.
looking a little bit more tired now.
Okay, DP
He
keeping
worked
the hand
hard
up.
for that.
Oh,
Another
good-
good jab.
good
Look how
jab.
quick that is. Ooh, rocked him with a straight right.
I don't think that was a straight right. That was kind of an
It was
uppercut.
kind of like an uppercut straight
It
right,
was like
but
a
it came really.
It was like a shovel. It was
yeah,
like a
shovel punch almost.
Yeah, it was
It
weird.
came from underneath, but it was just
Dude,
straight.
I feel like we're yelling at each other.
We are.
right
We're
here.
yelling. Dude. This is, dude. Damn, Conor hit him again. DP's hurt, dude. He's tapping his own face. He keeps going like this after Conor strikes him. DP's like, I got you on that one.
DP did hit him.
Yeah, he did.
But you can't sit there and say that shit. You just got to stay focused. Don't
See,
get
look at
excited
that. Look at
land
Conor
one.
with a left hand right there. Lands again.
DP's going to gas, dude.
I think that body work that Conor's been doing, dude, is similar to Chad Mendez. Everyone says, oh, Chad took it on late notice. Chad's never had a problem with gas before, ever, even
Well-
on late notice fights. But those body kicks is what really did Chad in.
And the other thing is aggressively working for the takedown like Poirier did.
Ooh, Conor
That's hard.
That just missed. He got his hand up. DP with a good right.
This is a much more competitive fight than the first one.
Yeah. Well, the first one, it was interesting because the first one was kind of back and forth till it wasn't. Conor landed above the ear, and then it just kind of... Look at that, Conor with a left hand. That one clipped him.
All right.
DP's taking Conor's best shots so far.
All right.
I think that's 1-0 Conor. Power's gone to Conor so far. I think cage control was equal.
Let's pull up the
probably.
stats
If you
real
pull up
quick.
the stats, it's probably pretty close to equal. But I think Conor has total strikes and the better strikes.
All right, so I called McGregor to win by
Look at that.
knockout round 2. So right now, McGregor has 23 total landed, or 41 total. Thank you for updating it, because I was going to say that is not right. 41 total
To 25.
And this is, sometimes you hear me say, like, I don't feel like these are accurate, but that's what, now they're updating it again. So who knows?
What? They dropped it down to 23 again. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And then now they're saying 23-11. I think the site's just messed up.
Yeah, I
Wait,
don't know.
now it's up again. What the? You guys are watching this as we are. This is going back and forth. Either way, Conor has outlanded Dustin in the first round. He landed the better shots. And then control time, it's almost equal, like I said.
See, I like how they
DP
just
has
showed,
about 30
showed
seconds
those
on him.
colors there, right? So
Yeah.
DP has landed to the face a little bit, and he has landed to the legs, but you can see McGregor is working a full body thing
Mm-hmm.
going on here.
And I told you, watch those strikes to the body. McGregor with the right. Ooh, DP with a nice leg kick. Ooh, Conor with a little uppercut. Back DP up. That one hurt him. He's kind of circling his cage. Big, deep breath from DP there. Good leg kick from Dustin, though.
All right, so we got
Good
McGregor
leg kick
in the
from
middle.
Conor.
McGregor's in the middle, and Dustin Poirier is kind of standing on the outside, not really circling,
Leg kick from Dustin.
but McGregor's not ceding any ground in the middle.
Another leg kick from Dustin. Conor catches it and hits him with a left, backs him up against cage.
See, McGregor takes the middle again, and McGregor's going to maintain control of this middle. I guarantee it. He's not giving that spot up to Poirier there.
Kevin Ioli gives it a 10-9 McGregor in the first. There's another strong right from McGregor.
See what I'm saying? McGregor's the one who didn't give up that ground.
Frederick, 10-9 McGregor. Yeah, so everybody so far is picking McGregor in the first. Like I said, he outlanded him,
Good
landed the
straight
better
right.
shots. Control was almost equal.
The one thing
Good body shot from Conor.
The one thing I'm
There's a
seeing
left.
from Conor is he's not doing like he did against Cowboy, where he threw 100% into every shot. Like, he really loaded up on Cowboy.
The thing with Cowboy is he knew he hurt him with those shoulder shrugs early. And if you look at Cowboy's face, it was swollen real quick. Conor caught a leg, walked DP back to the cage, and then kind of threw a weak kick.
He's being more he's being
He's preserving his energy. He catches another
lazy
DP
is
kick.
a terrible word. Preserving is a better
he's preserving
word.
his energy,
He's
I
not
think.
throwing all of his energy into all of his punches like you've seen a lot in the past. Ooh.
DP's looking like he's getting a little bit of wind now because he's throwing a little bit better now. Another leg kick from DP. Snaps a jab out.
DP's keeping it really competitive.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be this competitive, to be honest.
Connor's still keeping him on the outside, though. DP throws another leg kick. It was checked instantly. Connor threw a lot in that left hand, but missed.
Ooh,
another one on that left hand and missed. There's a jab.
Ooh,
that one didn't
hit.
miss. But DP ate it. DP's still standing here. Connor throws a left uppercut and a right uppercut and a left hook that all missed. Now DP
I'll
reversed.
tell you what,
he
DP's closing
hit
that
Connor.
strike. He's closing that gap.
DP's throwing like Nate did, and he's landing on Connor right now.
Woo, he's closing the gap.
Those ones are hitting. Those are landing. Connor dropped it. He's over. Dustin Poirier knocked Conor McGregor out. Dustin Poirier knocked Conor McGregor out.
The first person to knock him out. The only person.
He knocked him out.
And he did it better
After
than Floyd Money Mayweather did,
That's
too.
so crazy because Poirier looked like he was gassing early. He was getting picked apart, and then all of a sudden he landed and switched. He went from outside, so Conor had him on the outside.
Dude, he started to put him together.
So, yeah, Conor had him on the outside. Then he switched. He got Conor on the outside. And as soon as that switch came, he started landing combos, and Conor went down.
And I'm like over here, he's closing the strike distance, the difference. He's closing the difference in the strikes.
Oh, my God.
Gap. I didn't think he was going to finish him there, but he was definitely closing the gap right there.
Dude, I told you. I said he's landing like Nate did. I said that. I said he's landing like Nate. And then Conor went down. Yes, that's his wife. That's the wife everyone's talking about. He's got his Instagram model wife that he's been with since forever. She wasn't like super cute back in the day. He got big, got work, got some boobies, got her teeth done. She's looking real good now. So, but she's been with him since high school.
He said he was going to bring that Louisiana hot sauce on Sunday, which it is there in Abu Dhabi.
Dustin fucking Diamond Poirier. Wow.
Holy shit.
I don't know that anybody picked Diamond to win in our group.
I don't know.
Go check out the upstandings.
Give me a second here.
Standings here.
Give me a second here. Hold on.
Wow.
I'm trying to observe what's
Dude,
still
Conor
going on
was
in the
winning
screen
that
there.
fight until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
Wow. Dustin Poirier.
Well.
So Squirt General got his first win.
Wait, hold on.
Didn't he?
Squirt General gets his first W.
He got his first win. Oh, my God.
He became a man now.
But, yeah, I don't think the standings changed at all. Did Lucas Ross pick Poirier?
Lucas Ross was ahead of me already.
I know, but did he pick? So he was already ahead of you?
Yeah, he was ahead of me.
No, he picked McGregor. Okay. So we all picked McGregor knockout round 2, and Poirier did it. Look at this. As soon as he switched it, he landed. Right here, boom, that's the one that did it. And then McGregor was rocked from there, and Poirier did not let up. McGregor tried to roll with it and tried to duck like he did versus Nate, but, dude, DP just did not stop.
Wow.
Look at those punches, dude. Boom, boom, boom. That's the one. That right hook.
I did not expect that to happen at all.
No, I don't think anybody did. Nobody on the planet picked Dustin Poirier to knock out Conor.
I mean, they had probably less than 3% of people on Tapology.
Probably less than 1%. I don't even know. They probably picked him to win, but not knock out.
That's crazy.
Wow. Damn. Look at Mike Brown. Mike fucking Brown, guys.
Mike Brown's been
MMA legend. I don't care what you say. He's a legend.
Yeah, he's been the coach of the decade, in my opinion. I mean,
how many fighters has he got?
At least over the last 5 years, he's been the best coach. You know, people still talk about Jackson Winklejohns, but let's be honest. Mike Brown's been way better and way more successful in the last 5 years than Jackson Winklejohns has. You take away John Jones right now, and who do they really have that's really a big star right now or a title challenger?
Everybody else has left.
Holly Holm.
Cowboy left too, so I mean, you look at everybody's left.
Yeah.
Because the whole gym has changed once I think Winklejohn really took over. Once Mike Jackson, he kind of took a back seat, and Winklejohn took over, so everybody kind of left.
Yeah. Crazy, though.
But Dustin Diamond Poirier with a knockout victory in round 2 over Conor McGregor.
DDP!
The first and only person to ever knock out Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
In MMA.
Yeah,
but,
in MMA.
And he did it in better fashion than Floyd Mayweather, though.
Dude, he dropped
I
Conor.
would just say that.
Which is crazy. He ate Conor's best shots in the first, like we said.
Yep.
Conor was piecing him up in that second. And then as soon as Dustin switched, he got Conor on the outside. And
I know,
that's
right?
where, you know what's crazy is when Nate had Conor on the outside, that's where Conor was getting beat up.
Yep.
I wonder if that exposed him. Conor does not fight well off his back. Coming backwards off his back foot.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's
I
hard
don't
to
know.
say. It's hard to say, but I mean,
Every time we've seen him on the back, being backwards is when he's been beat up.
Ooh, Jason Moody says he lost money tonight.
Yeah, that's what you
Dang.
get. No, I'm just joking.
This guy's a dick. You know, overall,
I'm kidding, Jason.
I think I won.
That was crazy, man.
I think I won money. Overall. I think I even won money on this fight.
Kid's trying to pick the door lock.
Yeah, I'll get him in a second. But I think I even won money on this fight because I think I only did the prop bet under 2.5.
No,
So,
I guarantee a lot of people lost money tonight, and I think
I think I did. I think I did the 2.5 under 2.5 rounds.
I think a lot of people in total lost money tonight because I don't think there was very many people that put any money on Dustin Poirier.
Well, if they did it under 2.5, or if they did like I did, they might have made money.
You bet the over under on rounds. You didn't pick a winner.
Yeah, on the that's what I'm saying. I didn't go.
I'm saying they didn't win on Poirier.
Yeah.
If anybody bet Poirier to win, they probably won big tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Just wow, phenomenal performance, guys. I gotta say, he went from he was getting pieced. He landed some good shots, but nothing was different really until he switched positions. As soon as he stepped into the middle and Conor stepped back on the outside, everything changed. Conor looked completely different. He got hit. It's like he didn't know how to fight going backwards. It's almost like
weird.
It's like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's is a big bad dude knocking everybody out, right? Tyson Fury said, well, he can't fight going backwards and beat him up.
Or with me leaning on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
wow.
This is interesting. Like, I'm very curious to hear what these guys have to say. Conor McGregor, I'm going to get off here because I want to hear what he says. You guys, if you've been hanging out with us, this has been an amazing episode of the Crushing Cans podcast show. Typically, we're on YouTube, but now we're on Facebook because we got kicked off of YouTube for something. But anyway,
bullshit.
We're out of here. You ready to crush that can?
Let's crush these cans, Jake. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, join our group on Tapology. Let's go.